This Japan versus USC. Doramigi coming into game number 1, starting off here on small battlefield. Give yourself a little 2 platforms.
Yeah, and I think this is a good layout for Ness in this matchup. Like, obviously, Doramigi's going to be more than fine with whatever stage we end up on, but Syrup doesn't want to give him space to control because, you know, Min Min is so good at controlling that space, but she's not really controlling off stage. Well, actually, never mind. She is controlling off stage. I was wrong. I never should have doubted Doramigi because just as it looked like Syrup had a great opportunity to steal a stock with an edge guard, Doramigi does what he does best and reversals for a stock of his own.
I believe Doramigi kind of gambled out that risk versus reward situation. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get hit by this, but I'm gonna get the kill.
Keep gambling, everybody.
Don't stop gambling. Never stop gambling. So we're coming back here for the second stock. Doramigi now back off stage. This is an opportunity for Syrup to try to get that going, but Doramigi's really good with those recoveries. I mean, the tether obviously can bring you out from very far away, so you're going to see a lot of up close and personal ledge grabs, so you don't see Doramigi just dangling for those nairs. That's another edge guard from Doramigi.
And only 60 seconds in as well. Syrup very much on the struggle bus right now as Doramigi just continues to maximize this lead. You know, you get an early lead from a wonky offstage interaction that you manage to turn to your favor, and then you just keep on pushing, and that's something that Doramigi is so good at with this character. He's so good at stealing these early stocks and then making the absolute most of them. That's part of what makes him so dangerous as a player, as a #1. And look at that. He sends Syrup all the way down, the reverse hit nair into the Ram, and that's a 3 stock to open up our top 24. Syrup just had no chance to fight back, no chance to make anything happen.
We talked about how Syrup was going Ness because we wanted to see those early edge guards using Ness, and it was like the polar opposite. Syrup couldn't find a kill there. Doramigi living to 176 damage to start that off. We even saw that empty hop on the right platform grab, but unfortunately it was facing the wrong direction, so it went for the back throw from right side to left, so still not finding those kills. Meanwhile, Doramigi got a gimp all 3 times, showing that doesn't even need to rack up the damage, just put Syrup off stage, get that stage advantage, and just completely decimate him. But he believes in the nest, so we're just going to have a change of scenery here to see if that's going to switch things up.
And I mean, we did talk about it before the set began. Their set at Supernova wasn't particularly close in Steve Min Min, and so Syrup is trying to make something else happen. Gets the first hit here at the very least, gets that PK fire into double up air. Now he's going to be able to shark underneath Doramigi. And you know, any damage is big damage, but Doramigi can turn it into so much more if Syrup isn't careful, and you saw that right there. The second Doramigi got that hit off stage, Syrup goes high because he's not trying to get edge guarded by Nair Ram again.
Yeah, not at all. That's why we're kind of staying a little bit more towards center stage as well. Having that extra platform from Chaos is going to be able to help out a lot. It kind of mix out your recovery options too on top of that. Now we're seeing opportunity to go for this yo-yo, right? Going for the down smash, pushing you back off stage, catching you with the tail, giving you a taste of your own medicine. Now all of a sudden, Syrup has turned up here for game number 2, finally taking first blood.
This is much more like it. Syrup maybe just needed that first game as a wake-up call, but if you want to beat the #1 player in the world, it's going to take a whole lot more than that. Excellent tech by Doramigi to survive through the down air. Syrup, though, still desperately looking for the stock. Can't make it happen with the down smash, and so Doramigi gets back on stage.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job DIing in, so you can be able to tech up against that wall. Always being prepared for it if you get hit off stage. Speaking of going super deep, every single time you see Syrup recovering from that low, I feel like the best player in the world's gonna catch you like that.
Yeah, Syrup also got so close there to being able to touch the Kalos wall, get that reset with the PK Thunder, but wasn't able to do it, wasn't able to make it back to the stage, and so Doramigi's just gonna keep on pushing to try and make up this deficit. 132 on him though. This is a great chance for Syrup, but the Dragon Laser gets there, stops the PK Thunder, now a back throw, the laser barely misses, and Syrup is so glad that he doesn't get hit by that.
Oh, absolutely. You saw the way he just held forward. I'm going back to the stage. I'm not trying to get edge guarded here, right? This early on in the second stock. I have a lead, and it's still there, right? 74 to 132. We got back center stage. Good punish coming in, connecting the yo-yo, getting the up smash, and we managed to get him all the way up to the top and get that dub. Here we go.
Yeah, one really good use of the extra horizontal distance on Ness's air dodge to just get behind Doramigi while Syrup knows he's stuck in lag. But look at this, the deficit is just continuing to close. Once again, Doramigi with that falling back hit nair. It just sends it such a bad angle for Ness, and Syrup is again unable to recover past it. But he's at least holding on to the lead for now thanks to that PK fire off stage. Doramigi in a bad spot here too because no resources, but he does manage to get back down.
Yeah, now we got that dare. Good combo star, gonna spike you up into the air, catches the forward, eats the double jump, going off super deep, has the projectiles ready to rock. Can't because of the way he pushed him away. He couldn't come back to the stage in time, was too scared to be able to try to counteract it, and that's gonna be Syrup taking away game 2 from Doramigi using Ness.
On the board, certainly, I would say, one of the best ways to fire back after getting 3-stocked in game number 1. The only better way would be to 3-stock him back. Unfortunately, that's quite difficult against Doramigi.
Yeah, like, I mean, he started it off kind of strong, right? Maybe there was an opportunity we got that, but hey, we take those games. Gonna finally put a point, because last time they faced off in winners quarters, literally last month, it was a 3-0. So now that we have an even game, looking a little bit different. If I'm Syrup, I'm almost like kind of mad. Like, I'm facing Doramigi in winners quarters again.
Now this stage is a little bit scary as Doramigi's counterpick because he can just claim center using Min underneath that big middle platform. Use it as an umbrella, you know, don't let Ness rain on your parade with all of his falling aerials. You can just anti-air him a lot easier with the platform in the way. But at least so far, Syrup's off to another great start. But the down smash, it's just a little bit too far away. Doramigi reverses the situation, but misses the tech.
What? But he got the kill anyways!
No!
He got him, sent him all the way down to the bottom. 2 stocks apiece now. Like, literally, that didn't even... I'm shocked by the missed tech, but he still is able to take him down with them. Maybe he just wanted to turn it into a 2-stock match, man.
Yeah, it's not just the fact that Doramigi misses the tech in that situation, but also that Syrup doesn't make it back to the stage. Everything goes wrong for both of them, I think. Neither one of them all too broken up about it, though, because it's still just an even match, and Syrup hard reading a roll in from Doramigi there. A lot of people talk about, you know, being able to catch Min rolls, one of her bigger defensive tools. Syrup trying to do just that, but unsuccessfully. Still in the driver's seat, though.
Yeah, looking like he's trying to put the pedal to the metal right now. Gets that back here. He uses double jump, so he has to get out of there. Good air dodge. Stalling out with the neutral B. He actually did have his double jump. My bad. He gets back onto the stage, and now we're hanging in there for dear life. Runs up and raw grab. Ness runs at you, and you throw a grab?
I mean, the raw confidence from Doramigi to toss that grab out while the Ness is just sprinting at you full tilt. That's what's going to get him that stock then and there. And Syrup, really unfortunately, the PK Fire being blocked by the platform on his way down. He's not going to be able to pick up Doramigi with that. And now, with the lead, Doramigi can play so confidently in center stage and just extend it farther. Forces out that air dodge, but can't quite get the back hit in air again.
Oh no, the Dragon's sending him off stage, looking for that opportunity. He just goes for it. He has a stock to play with. Even if he misses that, he still can come back onto the middle stage. Doramigi just wants to shut it down before Syrup even gets back on the stage, showing his off-stage dominance. Anytime Doramigi has Syrup in the advantage state off stage, like Syrup is struggling to get back on there.
I used to be one of the people who would say, you know, you ask me who the best edge guarder in the world is, I would say Sonic's, hands down. I wouldn't even think about that. I wouldn't even blink. But especially over the last couple months, over the last, you know, the course of the 2025 season,
yes,
I think Doramigi's making a hell of a case for himself to be that best edge guarder in the world, because my God, is it hard to get back to stage versus this Min.
He makes it look so easy too.
And it's I mean, obviously, the character does help him with that in terms of the resources, but no other Min-Min's doing it like him for a reason.
Absolutely. Now we're going to come over here to Town and City for game number 4. Big, wide open stage. Could turn into FD, which will help out Ness a lot during those transitions, right? Because it's not going to have too many platforms for Doramigi to be able to hide under or anything in that nature. That Ness naturally just loves FD.
Yeah, Ness being able to, you know, float around high. He doesn't quite have Peach float, but he can get pretty close sometimes, being able to hold in the air. And the raw confidence from Syrup there, just full hopping over top, getting in with the nair.
Yes, and that ledge trapping coming in clutch. Using no way! Using the tail to stop out the down air. Comes back in, hits him towards the left, and catches him with the final hit of PK Thunder to close out the first deck. Syrup is on fire.
Fantastic character awareness from Syrup, exactly like Austin was just talking about. But even
God.
with all the awareness in the world, you still can't get back to stage against Doramigi.
No, not at all. Like all that momentum that Syrup had from that stock, Doramigi didn't even flinch. Comes in, just completely edge guards him, and now we have ourselves a 2-stock situation. But we're getting tricky out here. Hold on a second, going for the double forwarder. Does his double jump using the PK Fire. Stops out the recovery!
Beats the arm with the falling PK fire. Genius play once again from Syrup, using Ness's tools to their absolute maximum, but now stuck on that platform, has to get back to stage, does so beautifully, forcing out the shield from Doramigi, but just a down tilt grab. He's low percent, so it's not going to send him enough off stage for an edge guard opportunity. But speaking of edge guard opportunities, Doramigi going to turn this right around into Syrup's face, unless Syrup can get back on stage safely.
And we're throwing out this megawatt over and over because we're trying to get that kill, using the Ram to catch off guard. Good spacing from Syrup, using the PK Thunder from such a distance that he is going to be safe, and actually turns the tables on him, trying to attempt out a trump, forcing out a buffered option. We just go for the raw up smash, but we are still alive here at 148, and Syrup has some tricks up his sleeve.
Another great factor from the Town and City counterpick by Syrup is that high top ceiling. He'll get to live a little bit longer in a situation like that. Doramigi not getting caught by the strong hit of the down smash, so he instead gets a grab off. The up throw's not enough to KO. Syrup will get another chance to fight back if he can get off ledge. Almost getting stretchered by that center platform as it leaves, and so he has to go high. Doramigi going to be able to close that stock out, but Syrup putting him off stage yet again.
Now he's sitting here, 105 damage, right back off stage. We've got some nairs coming out, trying to find that next opportunity, but Doramigi trying to shut down this set immediately. He does not want to go to a game 5 whatsoever, as Syrup coming in desperately, trying to find that grab. Gets a punish on the whip grab. PK that are coming out, chasing after him, setting him up for shot. The down air knockback actually pushes him back!
The splash hitbox of the landing down air knocks Syrup out of his positioning, and now he's in a terrible spot. Doramigi going to convert into the Ram. Syrup so deep off stage with no jump means no recovery for you, no game 5 for you, and a trip to the loser's bracket as well. Doramigi seals it with an incredible 2-stock clutch.
Dude, Syrup played out of his mind, and he still couldn't put a dent in him. He took one game from that set. It was a 3-1, and that is just showing the dominance that Doramigi has in this game, man. He's just showing up and above and beyond. But congratulations for Syrup for actually putting a point on the board for the first time against him, as well as showing that Ness is the character that can potentially do it, because Syrup was playing incredible, but just that little small mistake against that down air, because like
I don't even know I don't even know if I would call that a mistake,
right,
instead of like a misfortune, right?
Yes.
Because how do you plan for
that?
How do you plan for that?
The knockback from like landing on the ground,
it was
and
the splash.
Yeah, the splash. Like just the knockback from that is what caught you, and that's the move that puts you off stage into your inevitable defeat.
When it was that, and also the bad timing of center platform leaving, making it FD for the moment.
Yes.
Ness usually likes FD.
But not when he's like that high with no double jump.
Yeah, not when he's that high up and on the platform, and
yeah.
so he was forced to go high. Doramigi was just able to shark under him really easily. All of his options were cut off. Doramigi only had to cover one or two things,
yeah.
did so with alacrity, and obviously good on Doramigi for the quick awareness, snap decision to recognize what a bad spot Syrup was in and take advantage of it. And, you know, that's why he's our number 1, our first player into winner's side top 8. Fantastic performance by him, and he's just going to keep this train rolling. But speaking of keeping the train rolling, we've got our next set coming up next, and that, of course, is, I think, going to be, oh, there it is on the lower third. Thanks, production. That's going to be Hurt versus Raru.
Yeah, we're just going to be going right down the line. So Hurt versus Raru, another pairing that I've played before in the past, right? They have quite the history. According to the Lunar Ranks, they got 5-3 in favor of Hurt. Last time they faced off against each other, though, was Sumabato, where it was a very dominant win coming out from Hurt. 3-0 and a handshake. Wasn't really even that close. Raru tried out the Luigi. Didn't work out. Decided to bring in the Min for Game 3.
And that's something that I wanted to talk about here as well, because one of Hurt's biggest demons, other than the hero players in Japan, we all know about Hurt's problems with the Japanese hero players, but his other biggest demon is Doramigi, right? So, you know, not only if Hurt wins this set, he'll have to fight Doramigi in winner's side top 8. We all saw the Sonic and Supernova.
Yeah.
But if Raru brings out the Min, we could start to see ourselves in a little bit of a counterpick war. You know, Hurt beats Raru's Min with Sonic, and then Raru switches to Luigi and wins that, so forces the Snake out, and then, you know, it could get messy really quickly here.
Yeah, because I think Luigi likes Sonic, too. Because like, that's a fun little matchup for him.
I don't know if anybody likes
Okay,
Sonic.
well, you know what I mean. Like, it's not unfavorable for him, right? Like, he's got a lot of tools, and he's going to be able to deal against that. But again, Hurt did beat this Min using Snake last time, so we'll have to wait and see. That was a while back. Wasn't too recent here, but both these players probably face off against each other a lot, both being from Japan. You know, it's a country where you'd be able to like travel almost anywhere via train, so it's really common for people to be able to travel like to like the big events to get the whole country to come through. So
yeah, and it's really nice to see like the general level. And, you know, we are talking about a secondary in Raru's Min, but it's still Raru.
Yeah.
Even so, like one of the best players in the world piloting a very strong character in a pretty decent matchup as well. Obviously, he's no Doramigi with Min specifically. Hurt won't be as scared of the Min, and so I think he can definitely be very confident in starting with the Snake. If it goes poorly, always does have the Sonic in the back pocket. And, you know, Wrath is here. So I think if we do end up seeing Doramigi versus Hurt in winner's side top 8, the Sonic will come out because Wrath was giving Hurt quite a bit of coaching at Supernova for Sonic in that matchup, and he did manage to take the set with it before they got the run back.
Yeah. So, you know, always got the coaches. The Sonic's always looking out for each other. The character loyalists, just in general.
The second you tell a Steve or a Sonic main, I want to play your character, even like as a secondary for certain matchups.
They're like, really?
They're
Really?
Like, yes, I'll tell you everything I know.
Go and try to go to the friendlies rooms, like, hey, yo, I got a Sonic, anyone want to play? And just like everyone just like walks away.
It's the Red Sea. And shout outs to Wrath as well on a fantastic run throughout the bracket. We'll see him in our next set versus Zomba. And, you know, if he can get all the way to top 8 winners final, maybe we'll see like a Sonic Ditto between him and Hurt. It would be interesting to say the least. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but it would be funny.
It could happen. I mean, Snake vs. Sonic is also like very much on the table depending on how these sets mix up. But yeah, well, right now, guys, are just now tuning in, welcome. This is Winners Quarters. They're going to be bringing you here on the live stream, but all Top 24 is going to be streamed. There's another secondary stream if you want to watch other sets on top of that, where like all the matches from loser's side are going to be played until we get to that fabled top 8 spot. Then we take a little bit of a break, go into Melee, and then we'll be right back for top 8 for Smash Ultimate. But right now, we are in the middle of quarters, Hurt versus Raru. They last played in Japan, and now they're playing here in the States.
All the way in Sandusky, Ohio.
Yeah, it's like, where? I don't think they even knew what Ohio was before this tournament.
Oh, they definitely knew. This is everybody knows about Ohio, man. Come on.
Yeah. They know about Sandusky, though?
Maybe.
The water park?
The legend of Sandusky, Ohio.
Yeah, the legend of Sandusky, Ohio.
And we do see that, by the way, on the character select screen.
Min starting
on the Min to kick it off. He's given like a little fist pump, I think, to Doramigi in the crowd, sitting like right over his left shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, giving his good friend advice to very young, very talented players. And we'll see if Raru can make it happen.
Yeah, Hurt currently ranked top 3 in the world, coming here to face off against Raru, who is
and
number
let's be honest,
12.
he could have been higher if he wasn't missing out on a couple tournaments.
Yeah,
as well.
literally, it was just a lack of attendance, man, because Hurt's always been like this incredibly dominant Snake that we've seen so often, just needs to get more attendance on his belt, and that's why he's starting to travel here to the States. He wants to try to make a name for himself here in the future. So we're going to start off things right now with small battlefield, putting down the C4 in the middle of the stage. You're going to have to be constantly aware of that, but he's playing a little aggressive, which you kind of have to do against the likes of Min.
Yeah, because look at how you use the word aggressive, and I'm just going to reuse it as well. Look at how aggressively Hurt is taking space, both with his projectiles and with his own body, you know, making use of that CQC. That C4 from center stage just did detonate on timer, though. Hurt very aware of that, and so going to pop another one out there on that platform. A very scary spot for the C4 to be in, because if you get reset with like a back throw, you could explode immediately.
I mean, that's what you might be looking for right there, right? He runs up to him, holds a shield, waiting to see what option Raru's going to go for. If he opted to go for like a spot dodge or a defensive panic roll, he could have easily gone to grab and just tossed him into the C4, but was not here on the table. Coming back over here, taking some more of that stage here, controlling this corner until Raru just going off super deep to go for the tether recovery from down below, so Hurt can't get much off of it.
But very narrowly missing out on getting hit by that up smash right there, but Hurt just barely gets the Nikita at the correct angle before the arm comes in and interrupts him to get that first stock off.
Dude, what a trade coming out here from Hurt. Coming right back here towards center stage. 129 damage currently. Going right back here. Gets the low poke with the down tilt. Going to go right through that shield. Going to chill here back towards the stage. Throw out these C4s, grenades galore. And right now, you know, you have the lead, and Snakes love having a lead. That means they can play with those grenades all they want, take all the damage from themselves if they so choose.
Yeah, this is the part of the game where I like to say that they convert to the barter economy. Everything is all about trades for Hurt, because look at that. Raru does manage to get the stock off with the Megawatt Nair up high, but Hurt's already managed to trade up to 86% on him. That is a huge lead in this type of matchup if he can convert it into a stock in short order.
So he's going to try to look for it here, right? Again, 86 damage has been the name of the game. Finally laying down here with yet another back air, but we got these jabs, the A's and the B's coming out here from both arms. The Ram and the Dragon just kind of pushing Snake back further and further until he's back against that corner, showing Hurt that he can come right back in, but he gets called out by that grab again. We're seeing this a lot of brave grabs coming out from these minions. When they see someone dashing towards them, they're just like, you know what? I have a tether grab. This can cover the entire stage. I got you.
I mean, obviously, Raru, wow, a great parry on the get-up attack from Hurt into the up tilt. Whatever I was about to say does not matter because Hurt is just eviscerating these stocks when he so chooses. Oh, but speaking of eviscerating stocks, this is a great opportunity for Raru. The detonation of the grenade beats him out, though, and ruins his positioning for what could have been a great edge guard.
Yeah, he was definitely looking for something real clean right there. But now we're sitting here at 152 damage here on Hurt. Raru literally at this point just needs like a sneeze off of like a rare megawatt hit, maybe a dragon off stage. Something that's going to try to get him going. Yeah, he's trying to go off stage and get that nair.
Ooh, but I really like Hurt using the lingering back air, the late hit there to try and reset. It doesn't work out for him all that well. Raru's able to get the hit, but now in the corner, Hurt looking for the dash attack there instead of the up tilt that I think everybody, including Raru, was expecting. But he sets Raru off stage. Great tech, so he's going to get another chance at this.
Another opportunity for him to go for a down arrow off of the ledge. Jump catches you jumping yourself. Goes up there, manages to land the up air, sends Raru up to the top. That's going to be game one going towards Hurt again. Keeping on this winning streak so far from Tsunomato.
And that's huge for Hurt because this means that as winning game one with the quote-unquote losing matchup, he doesn't have to worry as much about getting stuck into the counterpick war. Even if he does, even if he has to pull out the Sonic later, if this goes game 5, he'll have counterpicker advantage in that final game. Theoretically, as long as he doesn't lose 2 in a row.
Winning game 1 is so important for that, man. Like, a lot of people like to think winning game 1 is very important for, like, stage counterpicks, because you get advantage there. But when it comes down to, like, actually counterpicking with characters, you're absolutely right. But it looks like that's not what we're going to be doing today. Raru's sticking with that Min-Min, believes in this character over instead of playing the famous Luigi.
And I definitely can't blame him after how some of their past sets went in Luigi Snake. But you know what? Hurt kind of just does that to everybody regardless of character. So I wouldn't necessarily say that Luigi was the problem, but maybe Min-Min is the solution regardless, as he starts out about the same as the previous game. But I also love the the Hollow Bastion pick because of what I was talking about earlier with Syrup versus Doramigi, where you can claim center stage and then just umbrella, keep those projectiles off of you, use those anti-airs to perfection, and control the stage with your long, long arms.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you actually said Smashville, because it's like the same thing, right?
I said Town and City.
Oh, you said Town and City. My bad. I was thinking.
No, I was just very wrong, Austin. You don't have to defend me.
Let me cover you. We got 104 damage here for Raru coming back in, getting that down smash, pushes you right back off to the right here. 121 damage. I love that bait. Running away from that down here, going to avoid that splash from previously. And we're going off pretty deep for that back air. Good lord.
Really good air dodge back to the stage 2 and extending the hitbox of the back air. Raru in a bad spot, but managed to somehow dodge, place Toho a little bit through the bullet hell. But at that percentage, the up tilt is guaranteed off the down throw. So if you get grabbed, your stock is gone.
Yeah, we've been doing that since 2018, man.
We've been doing that since 2008, whenever Brawl came out.
We were doing way worse stuff at Destiny with this character, okay? Sure. That up tilt was a war crime.
That up tilt was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was very fun. Okay, we got those knees again. Going for the dash attack. I love the spacing that he does because he purposely runs towards the left to avoid any like retaliation from Raru. It's going to be a down to herself so that he can go for a punish right afterwards with a very quick dash attack. It's a good burst option from Snake.
Great DI from Snake as well. Hurt surviving at 140%.
Oh.
But I think misinputted Nikita. I heard the beep beep, and I don't know why he would intentionally do Nikita down there.
I think he was trying to do C4 to hit himself.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Whatever it was, I do think that was a misinput, unfortunately, for Hurt. But he's still got a pretty nice lead against Raru here, about 100%. And if he can get this stock, it'll turn into even more. Okay, looking for another up smash here on the ledge, forcing you to go for a ledge option. Dash attack covers a lot of those defensive retaliations. Yep. Yeah, that's like a checkmate, man. You got the Nikita missile there. Your only sense of recovery there is of the tether. That Nikita missile is going to drop on top of you. Yeah, Hurt's aim always impeccable with that Nikita missile. You know, not going to let you get back to stage for free unless you play, well, run up fair.
Run up fair from Snake is like the most like.
I'm better than you.
Yeah,
option
like
is
I don't care what you want to do. Like I'm coming right at you. Doesn't need another Nikita missile. Raru's out of jumps. We're going off super deep. That in the corner, bro. Like he's got the stock to play with. He's got it. Might as well do it.
Really likes kill streaks. He really needed the kill spark there.
Does it zoom in on the stage because he's so far away that you can't actually get the characters?
I think neither one of them was present in the kill streak because they were both in magnifier.
Oh my god, taking that little bit of poison damage from it. Okay, we're retiring the Min for this set now, trying out the Luigi. It's like the opposite Sumabato where we went Luigi first 2 games, then Min. Now we're doing the exact same thing where Min's not working out, so we're desperately trying to find this answer. I think Raru just can't deal with the Snake.
No, definitely not. But I don't even necessarily think it's Raru being unable to deal with Snake. It's Raru being unable to deal with Hurt's Snake.
Yeah.
He's so good in so many situations that, you know, like every Snake is different, and Hurt is the combination of all of their best. And it's just so difficult to catch him out in anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Just being, and this is what's going to happen too here on Hollow Bastion, throwing out some grenades. Luigi doesn't have too many tools to be able to deal with that because he's more of a CQC type of guy. He's going to be doing a lot more melee attacks, so grenades are going to be way more devastating for him. Also, Luigi loves his combos, and grenades are very good answers for being able to just stop those combos in their tracks. Yeah,
Fireball, you know, is an okay range tool for Luigi, but Hurt can kind of just safely ignore it the vast majority of the time. Even if he takes the hit on occasion, he's more than fine with it because it's not that much damage. It's not going to set up into any really big combos or kill confirms unless Luigi's standing directly in front of him, and then he has other problems. But speaking of problems that Hurt has, he misses the ledge on his way down.
That's the second time I've seen Hurt do a misinput and get an SD for it, and he's still keeping it competitive.
I don't need that stock.
The homie stock preemptively?
Completely unnecessary for a guy like me.
Yeah. Oh, good chase coming out from Raru because Hurt is out of the double jumps. He uses his resource, going to keep him in the air for as long as possible. Trying to mix up, has that C4 again, was hyper aware. Still has yet to touch down on home base. Does not have his
bad,
jump.
but he does manage to finally get to that ledge to safely reset, but then Raru doesn't let him reset. He recognizes that Hurt's going to try and get back to center control really quickly right after, and he's just converting this into so much more. Suddenly, one big mistake from Hurt has turned this game around completely, and that, of course, was burning the double jump at the wrong time.
Yeah, he ate so much damage because of that double jump away. So now we're sitting here 155, literally one grab away, one smack from a forward air, anything you want, something you can just set up to be able to find this kill cover, whether it's going to be a fireball, which gives you enough hit stun. Dash attack? I was wondering if he was banking on that fireball being able to stun him.
Ooh, misfire! Gets him underneath so the Nikita can't connect Raru.
Never stop gambling.
Never
We're coming
stop.
back in. Nikita missile coming right back out here into the middle of the stage. Another fireball gets the Zair back throws. There's a little bit of a delay before he did that because he wanted the iframes to avoid that grenade.
Yeah, grab invincibility, very, very smart, very well played by Raru. But even then, look at how close Hurt has brought this back to. Great use of the Cyclone there, though, to take that stock away, giving Raru his first stock lead of the entire set. Let's see if he can do more with it. One grab could finish this game, could push us to a game 4, but easier said than done.
Yeah, it is quite the jump scare to be at 0 damage versus Luigi.
Oh,
even we get okay. The stomps on the dares kind of.
Did he like air dodge into the blast zone there?
I'm not sure. I wasn't even looking at him because I thought he was just going to make it back. So I just heard the blast. I'm like, okay.
I was also thinking for a second there about like Hurt maybe intentionally blowing himself up with grenades or C4 to put enough damage on himself to get away from the. From the 0 to death, but I think he doesn't want to get in hit stun. Any point that you're in hit stun against Luigi is very dangerous, and
like,
so
look
doesn't want to risk this. Specifically.
He got hit by his own grenade, and now he's at 69. Okay, Hurt now looking super nice. Wants the grenade, dropping him down. C4 right on top of him.
Ooh, down tilt, but Raru recognizes that it'll be the reverse hit, sending Hurt behind him. A quick grab and an up throw to mix as well to try and shark Hurt underneath. Unsuccessful, but I like that Raru is unafraid to try stuff like that in this situation.
Dude, he's just such a smart player coming back in. Good conversion, getting that into a confirmed. The Luigi Cyclone, not enough. Snake is a pretty heavy boy. We're going all the way up to the top trying to mix up where we're landing. Had a Nikita missile drop down with him just in case. Raru got a grab right afterwards. Didn't know that it was coming. The forward air! He wanted to end it right there.
Stop that.
Now, up smash going to catch the punish on the dash attack. Raru finally putting a point on the board, ending the 3-0 curse from him from the previous set that they faced off against. And now the counter pick advantage is solely in Hurt's court.
Yeah, but I do think, especially with how that game number 3 went, Raru will absolutely stick to Luigi. Hurt's not going to switch up on him, doesn't want to play Luigi into the, or doesn't want to play Sonic into the Luigi. That thing is reserved exclusively for the Min-Mins, pretty much.
Yeah, because that is not the funnest of matchups for Hurt. And now, you got to remember that Hurt actually SD'd in that game. And then on top of that, did a really bad double jump early on and ate so much damage for it. So if you erase those 2 mistakes, like, that's what Raru has to deal with, right? Because he's not going to give that to you again.
Hurt, though, taking a little bit of consideration here before starting the next game, and I think that's definitely something that you like to see. You know, a game doesn't go your way because of a couple small mistakes, so instead of rushing straight back into it, maybe with the incorrect mentality, you take a second on the character select screen, you center your mental, you focus up, and then you run it to small battlefield to try and close out this set, moving on to top 8 winners.
Yeah, just take a deep breath, slow down the pace of the game, and try to feel out what you're going to bring here for the next game. Get rid of those mistakes and just kind of like solidify. Because that's what's going to happen right now, right? You see Hurt playing a little bit more defensive now, staying away from Luigi because he knows that grab is going to be decimating against him. So he's just playing until he gets the advantage, right? Ate the double jump there for a second. I like that air dodge from Mario, going to be able to avoid any sort of retaliation coming out from Hurt, which is going to be the form of forward air this time around.
You know, I'm loath to say that Hurt has the advantage until he's at like 30% or until he takes that stock. A long form 0 to death, nearly 40 seconds long, but it's closed out by catching the landing on platform with that up tilt, and Hurt is off to the races to try and close this set out.
And that's kind of a rare thing for a Snake to get a 0 death because I feel like Raru was...
Yeah, he blows himself up way too much.
Yeah, how is he 0 damage that whole time?
Perfection is how Asti, and perfection is probably what Raru is going to need now to be able to make this comeback, because we were talking about it against the Min-Min just a little bit ago, but it's time for the trade economy. Hurt can now just play over and over for those grenade pops in disadvantage or in neutral to keep building damage on Raru until he can get the critical hit.
Yeah, just keep those explosives up. The roll going to catch him a little off guard, so he just wants to kind of reset right back to neutral. Good catch that back air. A second one, going to eat that double jump. Resources now gone. He goes for the fastball air dodge. Raru did not expect that, so he thought he was going to go for something else potentially.
Well, last time Hurt did that fastball air dodge to the right side ledge, he died immediately. So,
Raru's like, can you do that again for me, bro?
Yeah,
like,
Raru was just letting it happen. Now, though, he's maybe going to interfere with it a little bit more.
And grenades again, more projectile
Look at
wars.
spacing from Hurt. He's just like, all right, come to me.
Come to me and like literally just come up here, run, throw a fireball, throw it in there, because the thing is he has to. He's got the stock lead. At this point, Hurt doesn't have to approach. Ooh. This guy.
Hurt!
There!
Brother!
I think he was hoping that Raru was going to chase after
He thought that
him.
Raru would like jump into it, or it could have just been a mistake. It happens even to the best players in the world, but the thing that makes them the best players in the world is even when taking your own stocks in situations like that, Hurt is able to just completely shrug it off, come straight off the Angel platform, take that stock immediately, and keep maintaining this lead. Barely missing out on dying to that up B, though, by the way.
Yeah, that was a little insane. But again, that's the third time this set we've seen Hurt kind of like give away a stock, and he's still maintaining this pretty dominant game plan.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, that's what sets these best players apart, is they still make mistakes. Everybody will at some point in their game plan, in their gameplay, but it's what you do after the mistake, how you recover from it, and how quickly you can get yourself back to where you want to be, that really sets them apart, and Hurt, one of the best at it.
Yeah, dude, I literally can't believe he's playing so good even after that. And now we're seeing Raru coming in with the fireballs, trying to like find the, because he's putting up this wall that makes it so difficult for Raru to try to like just break this defense and get in there and find something going. So we're desperately trying to keep this mid-range game so we can have that fireball actually reach this whole thing, because that fireball is not going full screen. You have to be this close in order to do something. But the thing is, if you just keep playing like this, it's going to go in favor of Hurt, because he's going to win the trade wars of all these like grenades going off left and right.
Raru does get the grab off, though, into the down throw back air, catching Hurt, DIing out on it. Now has a great opportunity at the ledge if Hurt isn't careful, but it's Raru who isn't careful instead. Hurt able to reversal the situation using the Cypher, and then Raru just completely out of resources down at the bottom side of the stage, unable to make it back to ledge, losing out. Hurt going to be winning 3-1, moving to top 8.
Getting a lot of 3-1s today that were close. very close from both players, but there at the very end, you can kind of just see that war of attrition where it was almost like an inevitable situation. Even Raru got that kill confirmed, which would have worked on like almost any other character, but you know, Snake has the ability to pull out a grenade immediately and just stuff that Luigi Cyclone out in front of it. So like only a few characters can be able to do stuff like that, and Snake is definitely one of them.
Interestingly too, with Raru losing this set versus Hurt, that puts him in a loser's top 8 qualifier versus the winner of Asimo Kola. So whichever way the cookie crumbles there, unfortunately there will be back-to-back Japanese team kills, and there might even be a Zeta Division team kill should Akola defeat Asimo.
So, to be fair, Japan is kind of running this bracket right now.
There's a good portion of them.
Good portion of Japan in top 24, I'm not going to lie.
And yeah, just before we get into our next set, just to give everybody a couple of updates down in the losers side of bracket. Asimo took it 3-2 over Anarchy, eliminating Anarchy at 17th place. All of these are going to be 17th place finishes.
Got it.
Akola took it 3-0 over Apollo Kage. Shuton took it 3-0 over Loaf. Peabnut took it 3-1 over Kola, which sets up Peab Shuton, which I'm actually pretty excited about.
Yeah, that's
Peab
a team kill.
Shuton's
So
going to be...
That's Atlanta versus Atlanta.
No, that's Akola, or regular Kola. Wait,
no, I'm talking about Peabnut.
Peabnut's not Atlanta. You're confusing me. Peabnut's Carolina.
I'm thinking of a different Mega Man. My bad.
I was like, hang on, wait, where's
I was thinking of a different Mega Man. My fault.
But yeah, so Peabnut 3-1 over Kola to set up Peab versus Shuton. Toon versus Mudace is playing out right now. Light versus Deathspade just finished, actually. 3-1 for Light, which is going to set up Light versus winner of Toon Mudace. Shiny Mark took it 3-0 over Suspect, and Kurama took it 3-1 over Icy Mist.
Wow. What? Literally, every single one of those sets is like something I wanted to watch too.
Yeah, but also mostly as expected, I would say too. There's a couple.
Same thing with our winners quarter sets.
Yeah. Like Anarchy taking it all the way to Game 5, and we have a bracket graphic.
Look at that! Yippee!
I wish we had this a second ago when I was just reading off the Start GG page. My fault, production. I should have given you some more time to prep. But as you see, also in the losers round 3. Those are your losers' top 8 qualifiers. So the winner of Shuton Peabnut will face off against Syrup. The loser of Miya Louis Money will go into the winner of Light and Toon or Mudace.
Yep.
And then the loser of Wrath Zomba will end up down against the winner of Shiny Mark Kurama. So we've got a lot of interesting sets here. And peeking over at the side stream, I did just see Steve on the win screen. I don't know if that's the final game, though.
Doesn't look like it because they're going back into the stage selection.
Yeah, so Toon Mudace, definitely a hot set going on over on VG2 to face off against Light. But we've got to get back to our own sets, our own winner's side top 8 qualifiers. And so our next one, as you see at the bottom, is going to be Wrath versus Zomba, the only American matchup happening in this top 24 winners.
And it's a common one. We've seen this time and again, right? These guys have placed off against each other. It's been a while, but they have a little bit of history, right? Last time Wrath and Zomba faced off against each other was literally at Patchwork 2024, and that was a very, very close set. That went down to the last stock, last game, last hit, and Wrath was able to close it out and win the set against Zomba, and he was so excited because it was his first win against Zomba. It was originally 3-0 before that, 3 sets, and he won his very first set against Zomba, so he popped off. Yeah, he jumped off of the chair, pushed it down, almost ran over Mudace, who was sitting in the background. It was a very fun time.
Speaking of Mudace, actually, too, was part of Wrath's run to get to this point.
Yes.
And talking to him yesterday, Wrath was actually saying that Mudace was his scariest opponent in the bracket. And I looked at him, I was like, wait, don't you play Akola right after? And he goes, yes, Mudace is my scariest opponent. And you know what? He was right.
And you know what's funny? I actually had a talk with Mudace after that set. And Mudace talked about how, like, because it was a very close set. I don't know if you caught it, but it went to time final game. It was like literally very neck and neck. They were like within 10% of each other almost the whole time. And Mudace was like, dude, there was one time when he flubbed a double jump, and he ate so much damage because of it. He ate like 60 damage, which made him lose that percentage lead so he could like hold on to that front. And he was like beating himself up over it. And that thing happens in these plays. It's that one mistake, the players being able to take it so far and able to take it into a victory. So Mudace is still back in that bracket, obviously loser side, but Wrath's now here in this spot facing off against Zomba. Zomba, obviously, one of the kings of New York coming in here.
One of.
Maybe the current king, I don't even know. But the man is running the Rob extraordinaire, obviously. He's always going to be playing this character coming in, and he's been playing in tournaments since this kid's been like 13. He has always been playing this.
There's some very funny clips of like 12-year-old, 11-year-old Zomba in like an interview after beating top player X or Y in Smash 4. Where he's just like this little kid. Yeah, I destroyed him. I'm the best.
Yeah, he's had the same attitude
ego
the whole
since
time.
then.
I've known that dude since he was a kid, like since he was like 13 or something. So it's weird that he's like an adult now. It's like, whoa, you should, don't you need like a parent with you? Like you see them when they grow up. It's like, wow, we've been in the scene too long, man. Like,
don't you need some supervision or something like that?
Yeah, I need to find out where my cane is, man. Like where they grow up so fast.
But he's definitely done a lot of growing in his gameplay as well. You know, Genesis champion of so many other things as well. Looking to become a Riptide champion. He came close a couple of years ago. I think he got 3rd at 2022, if I'm not mistaken. I might be. I don't remember 100% certainty. Yeah, but you know, this trophy is definitely one that's eluded him, and so we'll be looking to take it here. But not only is he going to have to beat Wrath, he's going to have to beat a lot of Japanese players to get there, and sometimes they have been the bane of his existence.
Yes, and Riptide has definitely grown immensely since its inception back in 2021.
So, that first one.
Yes.
The first Super Major post-quarantine was a movie.
Yeah, I did not go because I was still scared of lockdown at the time. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stay away from people still. Came back in 2022, and Riptide has been growing ever since, because back then it wasn't even considered like a big major. It was just kind of like it was almost a regional at that point.
I don't know, but I think like the first Riptide, the 2021 one, was definitely a super major. Basically
because it was the first one back.
Yeah, basically every like American player who could get into or anybody who could get into the country, so like a couple people from Mexico, a couple people from Canada, anybody who could get around the lockdown was in attendance at Riptide. And then 2022, I think, you know, people have been debating.
There were more majors, yeah.
People have been in the debate, was Riptide 2022 a major? Shut up, Skiff. But then right after 2023, it blew right back up to the top of the world, and here we are, another premier tournament in 2025.
It's a staple at this point. You know,
Absolutely.
We finally hit that P-tier status. Obviously, a lot of players coming in, and we just got word from production that we're having a little bit of audio issues on stage. Some of the players are not happy with their headphones, so we're just trying to figure that out before we dive in. That's why we're just kind of yapping about Riptide right now. Speaking of yapping about Riptide,
speaking of diving in too, is the
water park.
The water park.
Did you go yesterday?
I went a little bit before the Smasher Swim event at late night. So I went before the massive.
Swim.
That's what they call it. I call it Smasher
I've
Soup
never heard that
because it's
we call that the COVID stew. Is what I like
the
to call
stew.
Dude, they were baptizing people in the hot tub, bro.
They've been doing that every year.
No. Okay, so like they only did it a couple times every year. This time they literally, I walked by it because I wasn't going in there. I was just walking on the outside, and I saw them, and they like everyone was chanting like it was a cult, bro. Like,
I mean,
our
it
Lord,
was
our
a cult.
Savior, and they like dipped them all in. And everyone cheers. I'm like, holy moly, dude! Like, someone's gonna be patient zero for something. I don't know what that disease is, but they're inventing it right then and there.
Fabian told me too there was some guy in the wave pool in like a hoodie and sweatpants as well, which is like I don't know what possesses you to do that, but sure, brother, whatever you want.
Listen, I went to the Lazy River earlier before the late night thing, and I was big chilling. I'm so happy the Lazy River came back, man.
Yeah, I did miss the Lazy River last year. I hung out in a little bit on Saturday afternoon in between my blocks as well, and then we got to go to the hot tub as well to just chill out before and in between some commentary as well. It's always a great time, and player 4 in the chat, Reggie, saying that was him in the wave pool. I know you're not here, Reggie, because I haven't lost at rock paper scissors yet. It's so easy to know when Reggie's at a tournament.
I miss him so much, man. Every time I see him at a tournament, it's always a treat. Whether he's wearing the banana costume or not. Like,
that was low tide, too.
Yeah.
Not quite Riptide, but the sister tournament down in Texas, where the first one where DeBuzz beat Leo and Reggie was up on the stage jumping around in the banana costume.
We gotta give him some maracas, man. when he's got the banana suit on, you know what I'm saying? Peanut butter, jelly?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Is that too old?
No, I know exactly where you're coming from with the peanut butter jelly time.
You're
about to feel really old there.
I felt the gray hair start to grow, man.
And somehow, at Riptide, no matter what stream it's on, Austin and I always end up in podcast mode.
Dude, it's just like they always got us stalling. It's always me and you,
Just like
man.
last year, and it's
Dude.
always me and you during
Where's
top
lunch?
24.
Where's lunch, Chad? Bring it over. I'm
Jet-
ready to eat, bro.
Jet's going to bring us our pork chops in short order.
It's always something,
Oh,
man.
Reggie's
Like,
got some Moroccos. He's ready to go.
Let's go, man. And bring it up. I got you a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Honestly, I could go for a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Pull
That
up.
sounds heavenly right now. I don't know what you had for breakfast. Did you?
Nothing.
I had a cough drop. It was very fulfilling.
I'm very weird about my food consumption timing, I know, and so I don't want to go into it, and I don't have to go into it, thankfully, because we have no more
let's go
time.
into it. Actually,
Nope.
you know what?
No more time to fill. It's time to get into some more winners quarterfinals action. We got Raph on the left, Zomba on the right, Sonic versus Rob. It's time to kick it off, and so let's do just that.
You know, Zomba's hungry to get
Hang
that.
on, does Raph have one of the commentary headsets on? Raph definitely has one of the commentary. That's an Audio Technica headset. He's got.
Yeah, dude. Yo, can you hear us, bro? No, he puts that headset on. He talks to us while he plays.
Raph gotta start calling out some of the stuff in his game plan.
That would be
Oh,
super
but he's
sick.
definitely gonna need to call this one out.
Oh my God, help!
Because
Call for
even
coach.
though he starts out the game quite well, gets a nice little percent lead, Zomba immediately turns it around with the gyro toss, side B the rotor arms, eliminating that stock.
And again, last time they faced off each other, it was a top 8 qualifier loser side. This time it's a winner side match, being in that top 8. So a little bit different, but still here, Zomba going to get that revenge against the likes of Wrath from the last time they faced off.
Yeah, and he's already straight off to a great start, very nearly losing that stock. Very nearly losing it again after he gets back down to the ground, but the spring ride up air is a huge danger to Zomba when he goes high with those recoveries, because he loves to do that, using the up B and the dares to stall up top to give himself a little bit extra time to reset. But Sonic, one of the few characters that can get up there and contest Rob, get out there and contest Rob, using that forward air to close the stock.
I mean, Sonic just has such a good recovery that he can afford to go super deep because of the ability to have his double jump and his spring gives him a lot of aerial mobility, especially being able to attack out of it. I mean, same thing with Rob, right? Being able to up B and still have access to all of your attacks right afterwards. Something that they both have in common is being able to go off super deep and just fight off stage if they choose to.
Wrath, though, able to get back up onto stage safely at the very least, avoiding the Zombear in the corner, but he's at 119, and you know Zomba, he's looking for the earliest possible opportunity to kill. That's what he does best. He's always so good at it, and he almost gets the down smash off of the gyro hit.
Yeah, unfortunately couldn't get that follow-up that he was desperately looking for. We see that spin dash coming in. I love the fadeaway nair coming out from Zomba, which is a really good, okay, I know Sonic's going to come at me, so if I just back off ever so slightly, I can maybe just land that hit. The gyro's back and active, and something that Wrath likes to do is to hold on to that gyro because it removes one of Zomba's moves for temporarily.
Yeah, and when you're playing Sonic specifically, you have so many options without hitting the A button. You can use both spin dash, spin charge, and even homing attack a little bit as your primary offensive tools for a little bit, just so you can hold on to the gyro longer. And Wrath, speaking of holding on to stuff longer, he's holding on to this stock forever, 177, and still kicking.
At this point, it's going to be hard for Zomba to try to get a conversion to a kill. He might just have to go for something raw like that. Just go for a simple, easy move, safe move in the form of Nair. Eventually, that will kill if you get too high a percentage.
Gets that Nair up air as well, too. He's going to keep building this lead. Now chasing Wrath into the corner, and Zomba's doing a really good job. You talked about the defensive movement a little bit ago, Austin, with him stutter stepping backwards to beat Wrath's spacing, but he's also doing a really good job of recognizing when it's his turn to move forward. He sees when Wrath's charging that spin dash or spin charge in the corner, he can just step forward, claim center stage, make sure that Wrath can't get in on him, and the gyro drop Nair puts Wrath in an awful situation as he's off stage taking so much damage to boot.
And I'm loving these combos coming out from Zomba, man. The way you dragged him all the way from right to left, put him all the way to the off stage, one stock away from being able to finish this off right. Literally, if you just get him pushed off right off stage right now, get one big conversion, whether it could be a grab, a down tilt, something that could lead into the fabled up smash at this point, or a back air could easily shut this down. But Wrath trying to find an answer for himself too at this, looking for a back air of his own, but it's kind of struggling to find said conversion for himself.
And especially with this one stock lead, even though we are at even percents, well, no longer, but Zomba could effectively just run away and use gyro and laser defensively for the rest of these 3 minutes, should he so choose. You know, just wait for Wrath to make any sort of fatal mistake, but a fatal mistake is made as he just gets too aggressive with his landing. Zomba is there, ready, waiting with open arms, gets the grab, an up throw, and the game.
That's the game, man. Going to the up throw onto the right platform. Going to give Zomba the first game of the set. Looking very strong for everything that he's been doing so far.
Yeah, very strong. A nice 2-stock. Robotnik's going to be asking for the blueprints of this robot so he can make use of it. You know, he's never seen one so effective against the blue blur. He's going to be able to take that game number 1, and we just run it right back to Pokemon Stadium 2 right after as well. You know, Wrath going to make the adjustments in the game plan, not in the stage pick.
Yes, absolutely. Just go right back into the game. Just try to figure out what we're going to do here for PS2. A very common stage.
Very common stage.
Yeah. See this a lot. I saw this so much yesterday, man.
I mean, we see that so much every single tournament, major to local. It doesn't matter which. You're going to see some green grass growing.
Good thing Pokemon music slaps.
I'm getting a little tired of Lore Keepers NES, I'll be honest.
I'm trying to get some DLC songs up in here, but here we go. Zomba coming right back in. Setting up the wall one more time, finds the hit off of the gyro and converts it into so much. Zomba's so good at those hits, man. When he gets those hit confirms, he always converts it into such meaningful damage.
Yeah, remember, this isn't quite as bad as game number 1 started off with you know, Wrath getting that initial 70-ish% combo, and then Zomba just turning it right around into a gyro to death. But instead, you know, this time he only gets 90 off of it.
Yep.
Wrath's so lucky.
What a lucky dog. Coming in here, just 90 for real?
Just 90.
Just only 90, but here we go. Gets the spring right on top of the shield. Gonna put you in this position to try to get the stage control. Gonna burn that fuel. Even though that's not really that big an issue for Rob, that tank is way too big, man. He'd be spending fuel incorrectly. Inappropriately.
You know, he's got so much surplus.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
he's the reason prices are so high, bro.
I did see a Rob die to running out of fuel off stage yesterday, which is very, very rare.
How did that happen?
Very, very rare.
You have to like hit him off stage like 4 times.
You have to edge guard him like 6 or 7 times consecutively.
30 seconds straight. Like. Okay, here we go.
Oh, good call out on the jump.
Yes, absolutely. Anti-air call out with that beam. Going to shoot him off from the top. Still holding on to this lead right now with 132 damage. Going to hold on that gyro again one more time. Throwing it down, just kind of slow down the spin dash, giving Zomba ample amount of opportunity to follow up with a counterattack right afterwards.
Catches the gyro, throws it right back though, and he's maybe recognized that he can get a kill right then and there, because he's going to be able to set up the spring off the PS2 platform, just get up to the top blast zone and send Zomba into it. Now it's time to start making back this deficit.
Yeah. There are some characters that you can feel very safe being super high up in the air against. Sonic is not one of them. He can get up there like in a flash with that
string. We were talking about it in game 1 as well, with you can't safely stall out up there like you can against some other characters. Look at that, spin charge into the up air, back air, brings Wrath almost to parity, and now he takes the lead, and he's going to be looking for even more there. Uses the spring ride to go all the way up again.
Yeah, Scissor Kick coming in clutch there with all these up airs. Again, going off to the top, trying to stall it a little bit, mix up the time where we're going to land, but Zomba manages to get the grab onto the platform. Not high enough percentage to be able to get that kill, but now we might be at that fabled percentage where you got to be very careful about getting grabbed underneath the platform, because you know Zomba is not only using that platform to kind of like get rid of a couple of approach routes from Wrath, but also just a way to get a grab and be able to slam them onto the platform above.
And I like that he's using up throw so frequently. I think every grab so far that we've seen from Zomba has resulted in that throw, because it's also subtly conditioning Wrath not to mash. He's not pre-mashing for a down throw. He's not trying to get out of the berry. And then, you know, we could get all the way to a Game 5 last stock situation. Zomba pulls out the down throw, and Wrath is not ready for it. That's the kind of thing that will ruin your day.
Yes, and that's something that Zomba has been known to do. Here we go, another Nair. At this point, you know, when you have Sonic at this high a percentage, literally playing safe as possible and let the kill just naturally come from Zomba is a very valid strategy. You know, again, the Nair, a very safe move. You just throw that out. Eventually, Wrath will get hit by it, and he will die to it. But, oh, no, that dash attack gonna get punished.
Kill, though.
Puts him off stage. Not going to be able to get too much off of it, though, because we are going super high in the air. I don't think Sonic can go that high.
Ooh, and good mix from Zomba, and good recovery on the way down as well, using the back air to catch Wrath getting aggressive. Zomba really smart, you know, using the back air as Wrath does get the up air off the spring ride, but Zomba used that back air to convince Wrath he was going to the right side platform for his landing, and then immediately mixed straight back to the left, fell with back air, caught him out, Very nice.
Yeah, incredible play coming out here from Wrath. And now from Zomba as well. As we're going to sit here on
You
the
guys are
red.
kind of good. They should compete.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm saying. They sponsored? They come in? They can pay for this?
Do they get paid? That's a good question. Do we get paid?
Do we get paid?
Maybe.
Down tilt, gonna pop you. Try to find that follow-up on the grab too. Spring on top of the shield, gonna apply a lot of shield pressure in the process here. Now, things are starting to come down to the wire here too. We got 76 damage, 65 here on the final stock. 2 minutes on the time. I don't think this is going to be able to go to time. Unless we suddenly like slow this to an incredible crawl, which doesn't seem to be happening currently. Like they're not really hitting each other right now, so.
Yeah, but while I don't think the game will be going to time, I absolutely agree with you there. The timer is still a factor because it forces the honest of approach on whoever's down. Wrath, though, he's still going in on Zomba. He's being very aggressive despite the slight percent lead, which is something that we don't see too often from him as a player. But I think he's making really good use of it, too, because he's keeping it within an inch, barely missing out on the trip on that down tilt. Gives Wrath another chance here.
And that spin dash into the up air. If he can try to go for that one more time, the raw forward smash, just throw it out on a dime. He stops on a dime and just throws out the windup. Ayada hits him with the punch, takes the cake home and takes away the game 1-1.
Really, really well played from Wrath, pulling that pocket option out of thin air. Zomba wasn't expecting it, I wasn't expecting it, you weren't expecting it, and it connects for that exact reason. Very, very well played at the end from Wrath. Not just using his aggressiveness when Zomba wasn't expecting it, but also being able to pull back at that last critical moment and throw the Hail Mary.
Yeah, they just literally, I can't believe he just threw that out when it was like that down to the wire too, man. Because like, if he whiffed that.
Exactly, that's why it's a Hail Mary. You know, you win if you hit it, you lose if you don't. But Zomba, straight off the game start, goes right in for that dash grab is an interesting option.
Yeah, dude, my man said like, this game's ending one way or another. Like, not going to time. I don't have it in me just yet, but now we're seeing a lot of up airs coming out from Wrath from below, and he's actually connecting a lot of them.
Yeah, Wrath using them as a way to pressure shield, you know, forcing the down angle on the shield, but then double jumping so he can go high and poke at Rob's head. Really, really smart pressure on the platform by him. When those people get stuck on the sticky platforms, you have to do the most that you can with them. And he tries for it again. He wanted up air F smash there. He's feeling himself for sure.
The cross up into the F smash is crazy. Trying to do it again, gets called out by the forward air out of the spin dash. Now we're sitting here with the gyro, gonna place it right there on the platform, gonna force out an approach-driven option. Opts to just go for the neutral ledge grab and doesn't get punished for it.
Every once in a while, I see situations like that at ledge, and I think, like, what if this Rob just did the epic Gabriel side B, where you go to ledge and then you hold the side B for as long as it lingers there and see if they'll get up into it. Because I honestly think it might have worked there.
I mean, it could have. I mean, you're gambling a lot.
It is. It's a huge gamble. Like, if you miss it, you're going to get
You're dead. He's dead if he misses that.
And that's why most Robs don't do it.
Yes, but it's still funny when they do. A lot of back airs coming out again, just trying to put up this wall in case Wrath opts to be a little bit more aggressive with the spin dashes. But now we see that forward tilt going to push you right back off. Has the gyro, going to have that OP to get back onto the stage. And Zomba, again, just kind of like respecting.
Oh,
do
what?
And just catches the spin charge with the neutral air.
But he not just caught with neutral air, he expected Wrath to try and mix with the platform there too. Wrath, after the charge of the spin dash, immediately went up to that platform to get the horizontal 45-degree approach with it, and Zomba was ready for it. Just full hop nair, and he's got him.
Got him again, too, with this grab. And, like, we're looking for this checkmate situation, waiting for him to come in, gets the jab lock.
Not going to KO even with full rage, but it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, 83. For a second, I thought, is he dead at 83? That would
no, Rob F Smash isn't that strong.
That's what
at the end of the day. Like, it's decent, but Rob's smash attacks are not what makes him a good character.
Yeah, it's everything else. It's the nair, the bears, the tools in his kit, the being able to not be able to get gimped. Up air, puts him right back up there, 172. Not going to chase off, recognizing the gyro was going to be active, just waits for him to come down towards him. That up air with the scissors is going to be waiting with his name on it.
Something to point out, though, is that Zomba kept his jump that entire time. Even though Wrath reset him and sent him high again, Zomba never spent that critical resource just in case things went wrong. But right now, things are going wrong for Wrath as Zomba just keeps getting these extra hits. He finally gets the stock off with that rising nair, but man, is he beat up for it.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage in that exchange. Now sitting here at 150. 149.8, rounding that up. Now we got some up airs coming in. I'll drop down up air to try to like get that finishing blow. Obviously, we haven't seen too many up air kills coming out from Zomba in this match.
It's a conditioning thing too, because he does the drop down up air and then immediately goes for the back air right after. He's trying to get Wrath to get antsy in defense to try and get a counter hit. But Wrath, you know, he's very wise. He's not going to get caught by that.
Yeah, obviously. That's like the oldest trick in the book coming out from Rob. Now we have the up air putting it back into the back air. And Wrath is living a dream currently as Zomba kind of struggling to find this kill. At this point, literally the strayest hit will send him flying. So you're going to see a lot of just like defensive nairs coming out from Zomba.
178 in a dream and Zomba off stage. Wrath missing out on the back air there though, which is going to allow Zomba to get back up onto stage and get the grab into the up throw. That PS2 platform, he didn't even need the platform for the kill there. He could have killed under the stage with up throw, I think.
Honestly, it's like on the worst spot. He could have been middle of stage, still going to be able to find that kill. And now we're sitting here 75 damage. Nair to be able to just add that little bit of hits on chasing off against him pretty deep there for a second. I'm shocked he went so high into the air.
Ooh, tries for the up air chain there, but he's just going to have to keep sharking Zomba to get this stock off. Wrong timing for Wrath though, and Zomba gets underneath him both with the Nair and then with the up tilt up air. The laser as well, the damage just keeps piling up.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's going to happen, right? Eventually it's going to lead into the kill. That's another up air kill coming out from Wrath. We have been getting these, like, I feel like Wrath feels very much in control whenever he's below Zomba. Like, normally you have the advantage there, but, like, I feel like he's been catching these landings again and again.
Absolutely agreed, but he's going to have to catch a little bit more to close this game out to take us to Game 4 with an advantage. He's on the 112, though, and if Wrath can take this perfect line all the way to Game 4, Zomba might end up mentally shattered.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, Zomba kind of expects to win this set. So, like, being on the back foot against Wrath will definitely do something against him because he's, you know, he's a very confident lad.
Ooh, really nice use of spin charge Nair. He resets Zomba off the platform there, and suddenly Zomba in the corner tries to Zombair there, but it does, even though it doesn't connect, it gets him into center stage with a Larceny.
Now things are starting to come down to the wire once more here for Game 3. Whoever wins is going to be sitting in a very good spot for the rest of the set. Up tilt. Good double jump from Raj. Just immediately want to escape any sort of follow-up coming out from Zomba. Coming back in with a spin dash. Gets that little bit of a hop, still playing safe. The gyro coming in, going to be able to interrupt it. Eventually, a Nair will find its mark, so Zomba's going to play very defensive in this spin and let Wrath be able to approach him as the timer starts to keep on ticking down. A minute 15 left on the clock.
Oh, the back air very nearly caught there, but instead it's back hit Nair, and I don't know if that was unfortunate DI or if the percentage plus rage was high enough, but the end result is all the same. It's Zomba taking game number 3, but only barely. It was starting to get scary.
That was getting really scary for Zomba, but look at him. He's looking calm and composed, looking like he's just clocking in, clocking out for this winner's quarter set against Wrath. But now, one game away from securing himself a guaranteed top 5 finish at this tournament. Sitting in winter semis would be a very big boon for yourself.
Yeah, and interestingly, too, you mentioned it. Zomba won that game, looked super calm, just took a deep breath, nodded his head yes, which is different from the Zomba that we normally see. When he even wins close games like that, you usually see him beating himself up. He's shaking his head no, he's disappointed. You know, it should have been a much bigger win for him than that. But now, he's so locked in, he's just taking things as they come, and he's looking to take this whole set.
He's showing a little bit of respect, I think.
Zomba, really?
You know, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He saw that he lost to him last time, so he's like, okay, he's an actual threat I need to deal with. So here we go, coming back here into PS2, up airs galore. Here they come. Finally giving him a taste of his own medicine. He's like, you hit me with up air too many times. How do you feel?
My turn.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah,
more up
it is
airs.
Wrath's
Yeah,
turn,
it's never not been Wrath's turn, actually.
He'd be stealing turns out here.
Zomba just be casting instants sometimes, but Wrath never ends his main phase.
Absolutely. Ooh,
good carry on the bounce over, but he's not able to turn around. Rob's too slow for that type of thing.
Yeah, right. Especially when you're like from behind. It's like, what is he going to get off of that? Like a jump Nair as a defensive mechanism. Has the gyro in hand, going to remove it once again. One of Zomba's options is throws point blank into him, playing a cross up. He went for a down smash after going for that cross up, but you know, Zomba was already midair.
I think that's one of the biggest adjustments Wrath has already made going into this Game 4. He's trying to pressure Zomba's shield much more heavily when he's not holding gyro. When Rob has gyro in hand, he has a pretty decent out-of-shield option, you know, not as good as some other characters in the game, but at least it's present. When he doesn't have gyro in hand, he's kind of stuck, fish in on land, right? He's not able to to do anything.
Yeah, and when you're like in that situation, you just kind of like, it feels awkward. All you want to do is like, okay, I just want to leave the situation and reset back to neutral. Can we do that, please? And that's exactly what Zomba likes to do that. Whenever stuff like that ends up happening towards him. 116 now here, sitting on Zomba again. It's like history's repeating itself. We're in that high percentages. Who's going to get this first stock? It could be Wrath. It could be Zomba. Now Zomba finds a way back on stage, just a simple ledge attack. Yeah,
and a really good defensive use of Spring Ride from Wrath. I think it's the first time we've seen him do something like that instead of using it offensively. But he pops the Spring Ride. The hit knocks Zomba out of position to get the Shark, and Wrath is able to recover safely as a result. Ooh, tries to dash in too quickly there. Another overextension from Wrath leads to another stock from Zomba. A tale that we've been seeing constantly throughout this set. Back throw not enough either.
It's all the sparks, too, so if he gets one more of those, that's definitely going to find its mark, but I don't think Zomba's going to give it to him. We're using up all our fuel to just try to get back to stage safe and sound. Has the gyro set up there to be able to create a rock between a rock and a hard place here for Sonic, but we're going to connect that forward air. Again, Rob, pretty heavy boy for a plastic toy, still going to be able to survive a little longer here.
I don't think he's made out of plastic in this one. I think that guy is full metal, and he's going to take Wrath all the way to the right side blast zone immediately. Zomba just getting what he needs. Even with the F-tilt from Wrath, it could very well be too little too late.
That is literally like the first time this entire set we saw someone die really early on. It's always been high percentage.
I got him. Good games.
GG's, because now that hill that Wrath has to climb now, he's pushing a rock up that hill now. This is really tough for Wrath.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Austin. This is now a Sisyphean task for Wrath. And what happens every single time he gets close? The boulder rolls all the way back down to the bottom, and he might not even get back down to the stage as Zomba catches a back air for so much damage and just keeps piling it on. He knows he's in the driver's seat pretty much permanently for the rest of this game.
Yeah, like this is such a really bad spot here for Wrath. Sitting at 127, Gall eats the double jump with the laser, trying to finish it off with an up air coming out from Zomba. Again, throwing out the gyro, trying to set up the shop here, goes for the immediate downer. Now you see Zomba has a very big stock lead, was feeling himself a little bit there, but Wrath is still putting up a little bit of a fight.
Yeah, look at how the switch flipped from Zomba there too, barely dodging the Spring Ride up air, but as soon as Zomba got that big KO to get the stock lead, he flipped the aggression switch. Now he's in Wrath's face, constantly just fishing for anything that'll close the set out, because he can do that. He's got so much of a lead that he can afford to make a couple mistakes looking to close it out. Great tech from Wrath, and he lives to see another day.
Yeah, still going for that R button just to be able to get back onto that stage, but even if Wrath shuts out this second stock, like, dude, he is bleeding out, man. 172, the smallest straight hit, will send him flying into the loser side of this.
Maybe not that one.
Yeah. Okay.
But that one.
Yeah, the late hit. No, he's still alive. Okay, 191. That was like the very tail end of Nair, so.
Incredible DI from Wrath to stay alive against the full Rage Rob at this percent, but his ledge invincibility runs out, and so too does his path through the winner's side bracket. Zomba going to be moving on, joining the other Japanese players in winner's side top 8. So far, the sole American rep.
Yeah, coming all the way from New York, tri-state area, the one to do it. Gets the revenge grudge match against Wrath and be able to take away that next set for him and move on to that top 8. So Wrath still in this bracket, obviously. Going down over to top 16, top 24 side of the loser side. Going to try to get back into that top 8, see if we can try to find a little bit of another revenge match for himself against Zomba.
Yeah, he'll be facing off against the winner of Shiny Mark and Kurama, neither of which are an easy path for Wrath to get to top 8
I don't
loser
think
side. But there's no such thing currently.
This far in bracket, bro, I don't think there is an easy path.
Absolutely not. But speaking of not easy paths, we've got our next set coming up, and that's, of course, Louis Money versus Miya. Two players who have, you know, been
history.
Yeah, they have some history with each other. And I think kind of an interesting contrast of Louis Money, who's been around for so long, you know, been at the top or near the top of the pyramid of skill for quite some time, and then Miya, who just appeared out of nowhere and suddenly was top 5 in the world immediately.
I mean, that's Miya. So for those that obviously keep up with Smash Ultimate, you know who Miya is at this point. Like, literally,
if you don't, you don't.
You're not watching. Your head's in the sand. But Man is the best Game & Watch to do it, coming all the way from Japan, number 4 currently in the world. looking to try to get some more spots. Has some great wins underneath his belt and is still trying to take home this tournament. But now he's facing up against Louis Money, the last American here in the winner's quarter. Going to see what he can be able to do against this. Now, these guys have played against each other a lot in the past.
Which is interesting, too, because they're nowhere near each other geographically.
Yeah, it's how the cookie crumbles with the bracket, right? So Miya, right now, their set count for Ultimate is 6-1. With Miya with a very big favorite. The last time they faced off against each other was Don't Park on the Grass 2024, where it was a nail-biter of a set. That was just like Wrath vs. Zomba, it was a Game 5, last hit, last stock, and I remember it very clearly because I remember Palu coming in, Louis Money had a forward tilt, throws it out, whiffs it, and because he whiffed at the very end, it left them wide open for a down tilt punish from Miya, and that closed out the set. And that time, Louis Money was playing pretty good that tournament, but this tournament,
really good at this tournament.
Dude, he has been playing on fire using Palutena, and this is the character I think a lot of people sleep on because this character used to run Smash Ultimate back in like year 1.
She was the predator that kept the mid-tier population down. And I miss her. I miss her. I didn't enjoy fighting her. I never have in Ultimate. But I appreciated her as a concept.
Yeah, so I mean, this is like the pre-Joker era, where like she was running, like everyone had a pocket Palu, everyone was playing Palu, and then
she was like Smash 4 Cloud kind of thing too.
Yes.
It's just if you're good at Smash, you can play Palu.
Right. I mean, because she's very. If you have the foundation to be a good player, you can play a Palutena, just like you said. But this character has been power crept a little bit by DLC, obviously, with the likes.
Who hasn't?
Right. But I feel like Palu has felt it more than anyone else. So like her and Wolf, those are like the two characters that are Pokemon Trainer, a lot of like the early meta characters. Palutena still, Louis Money believes in this character and is showing it that, hey, this character can still do it.
I don't know if he believes in the character, but he still plays the character.
He likes the character.
At the very least.
He has fun with the character.
And he does have a lot of pocket characters. I don't necessarily think that he should or will go with any of them. But they're there, at the very least. Miya actually also has a couple pockets, especially the Steve, should things go extremely poorly. Don't think they will, though. I think we're going to be seeing Game & Watch versus Palu pretty much this entire time. Loser of this set will go down to a loser side top 8 qualifier versus the winner of Toon versus Light. Winner will move on to top 8 to face off against Zomba, and it's time to kick it off. And look how early patient Miya is, waiting for Louis Money to make a first mistake, but instead Louis just gets in, gets that grab, and gets out.
Yep, just a quick little 46, 57 as it keeps on climbing. You got to remember that this match means everything to Louis, dude. Like, he wants to get this win against Miya, especially after how close it was last time. It's been a year. Now things have changed. On top of that, my man is ranked number 85. He's top 100. Like, beating a number 4 player would look really good for Louis Money.
Great for the resume. Same as what Wrath has been on this weekend. A lot of people said that the reason he was ranked where he was because despite his good placements, he just didn't have quite enough good wins, and so he comes in this weekend and beats a Kola just to make sure that he's got that on his full year resume. Louis Money looking to do something very similar here. Barely outside of the range of that Game & Watch standing grab, and so he's going to be able to keep this pressure up in the corner, but great DI out from Miya to get the shield up and get away from the rapid jab.
Yeah, Miya kind of going off, was hoping that Louis Money was going to go for a low recovery there with the back air, hits him with the down tilt, puts him right back off stage, and now we're seeing this opportunity to reclaim that stage and gets the punish on the dash attack. Short hop back air is going to be the first blood.
Great ambiguous movement from Louis Money there to get Miya into a position where he could connect with that back air. Now he's got the advantage and he can play for it with a lot of this exact type of thing. These nairs and these up airs, these lingering hits to contest space against Game & Watch. One of the most difficult things to do against this character, but you can't approach him grounded, so you have to fight him in the air-to-air.
Dude, Louis is so good at getting these late hit nairs. So like, that was
genius recovery and genius spot dodge there too from Louis Money. He does get caught by the fair, but thanks to some good DI and it being coast to coast, he survives and he almost gets back to ledge once again there. Louis Money on a different level here defensively.
Dude, the second I saw that warp there, I was like, there's no way he's making that back.
I was pretty sure.
And then he almost did, like, wait, does he know something? And then he fell.
He has like an extra notch on his controller to unlock the secret extra distance warp.
The cursed angle, the Palu angle. Coming, throwing it right back, getting explosive flame. Okay, sometimes Palus be throwing explosive flames off stage to force out a defensive option to burn a resource, but when it hits them, whatever.
Louis Money is making me gasp in awe at a lot of these options that he picked there. You saw in the corner after Miya's neutral get up, Louis Money empty land, turn around down tilt to bait Miya into trying to either parry or shield grab off of an aerial, and now rising from underneath the stage to get that back air. He is in complete control. Miya does not know what to do offensively against this. He's not getting the hits that he wants, and he's looking a little bit stymied.
Yeah, Louis Money right now in rare form, coming in with the dash attack, which is also a really good tool for just catching landings because it has shield points on it, right? You throw it out there, it goes through attacks. It allows you to be able to catch landings. It's a very long-lasting move on top of that. If you get the late hit of it, you can easily confirm it into some more stuff on top of that. I
These empty landings! Tomahawk from Louis Money to put Miya in an awful position off stage, connects with down tilt, but can't get the back air off of it. Miya stanking his lucky stars that he's able to land safely, but Louis throws out counter. What are you doing?
Runs right past him, tried to go for the grab, the very greedy grab, because if you would have connected that set would have been over. But now Louis Money here now finally on the back foot, but not for long. Goes for the spot dodge, jabs,
and he gets the grab to back throw here with rage. Won't be enough to KO, even with Game & Watch's lightweight. But why are you looking for drop down up air? What is he cooking?
Louis is playing so brave, my man, with the money, trying to find the money back, but finally Miya gonna shut down that momentum for just a second. But we are still here, bleeding out a little bit here at 137, but this is now a prime time for Miya to try to make up for everything that just happened at the beginning of this game.
No. We all saw that set versus Hurt a while ago. It wasn't Miya in the driver's seat, but a nice grab, and it's not enough to KO. The premature pop-off could be disastrous for Louis Money.
The
bucket leaves, and I think it's a good decision by Miya there. You throw it out. If you get the hit, it's good. If not, you still have the bucket to make use of. Louis Money, get back in the driver's seat. Don't let this game slip away from you, because if you do, this set's going to become so much more difficult.
Another forward air bug. Miya just refuses to relent that final stock
In
here.
what universe are you still alive as a Game & Watch?
At 177, gets called out by an up air. All of a sudden, this is very scary for Louis Money. 106, has to find a way to get back onto the stage. Opts to grab for the ledge, rolls right on through. Dash attack coming your way. Where do we go? We're warping all the way to the left. Game & Watch cannot keep up with the speed.
That dash attack was one of the best case scenarios for Luis to get hit by in that situation, though. It's one of the least dangerous options, but this one is very dangerous. Miya gets that run-up jab check into the grab to put Luis on the ledge again, catches roll. Miya has really scouted out what Luis's option is going to be in this situation, and then scouts out the teleport to ledge with a back air. Somehow, some way, some why, able to win that game from one of the most difficult deficits we've seen all day.
How did Miya win that game? My man is a legend. He came back from a 2-stock, 1-stock lead where Louis was playing out of his mind. There was an opportunity where Louis got a grab and went for the back throw, and it could have been the kill.
He could have pummeled. If he pummeled, I think it would have killed.
Dude, you even saw Louis. He jumped out of his seat when he connected to that grab. He thought that was it. So, you know, he might be beating himself, might be pummeling himself for that one. Didn't get the back throw. Unfortunate for him. Now we have to go into a game 2, and you have lost stage counter pick advantage for the rest of the set.
You've lost your stage counter pick advantage. You've lost a lot of the momentum that you managed to build by playing so well at the top of that game. It's just a disastrous situation all around, but it's not over yet. There's a minimum of 2 more games left to play, and so Louis Money has to lock in here, has to have short-term memory loss. The goldfish memory needs to come out in full force, or Miya will run him over now.
Yeah, and that's something you don't want to be happening right now. Again, that momentum is almost everything. Coming again one more time with these forward airs, these back airs, the turtles coming in galore. Coming back into the platform, right? We got the 85 to 62, throwing out the meat, the bacon, and everything. We have those nairs ready to rock to be able to just kind of like deflect through all those projectiles, the wall that Miya's going to be putting up here.
Really nice back air over the ledge from Luis. Gets a down tilt as well to reset the situation and just keep Miya stuck off stage. But he's able to get back up. He's able to get that shield out. And now the roles are reversed. Both of them chasing for this early back air KO for stock.
And it's going to be kind of tough to land that.
Jumped straight into the up air. Now Miya's got Shark in control. This is so bad for Luis.
Very tough. We managed to get back towards the stage. A little bit of stage control now. We found a little bit of real estate. See what we can do with this. But no, we just drop another bomb from the forward air coming up from Miya. Throwing out explosive play from super late. And that's another warp where you're too far away to not grab that ledge.
Yeah, just not quite able to make it back up, but Luis comes straight off that Angel platform, throws out that up smash. He's trying to get this stock off Miya, but Miya too defensively confident and competent as well to let something like that work on him. But the trick play comes in right after I'm complimenting Miya's defense. He gets caught jumping by the explosive flame.
If it doesn't work the first time, try again. That's exactly what Louis Money's going to be doing here. Coming back into the second stock, but now we're kind of struggling to find our way back towards the stage. Even through that parry, because it's a multi-hit, that is the nair. We're able to get a lot of damage off of that, especially because it was the late hit part to start that thing off. A free 45 here for Louis Money.
Another landing backer making great use of the shielded hitbox that Palutena has with that that mirror shield that she's got on her arm, and it was about to be a regrab, but somehow Miya's rising nair hits Luis through the stage and prevents the down smash early KO that was almost a certainty.
Yeah, the fact that he started charging that was insanely scary. A weaker player would have fallen for that, but Miya maintained his composure.
A weaker player wouldn't have had an option but to die to that. There's nothing else you can do, and there's nothing you can do to stop Miya on his warpath towards this top 8 winner side as another stock falls Miya's way.
My man is not going to let this underdog come in here and take this victory from my grasp when Miya's got so much to prove at this tournament. Having the 0% to 89. Louis Money coming in one more time with the rapid jab. Doesn't matter, we got these parries coming out. I'm going to be able to hit these with the multi-hits. Go for the second down tilt, try to finish it off with a downer. Going off super deep after that explosive flame was a really scary, but good resource from Miya, but we're still going to get called out by the rapid jab, pushing us right back off stage. Another down tilt, another nair, unfortunately trading spots and giving up that gigantic stage control that you had.
Game & Watch, of course, one of those characters that I'll never believe has died off stage until he's in the blast zone. He somehow always finds a way to make it back, especially when piloted by Miya, and now Miya piloting this character to a whole lot of extra credit. These combos are devastating for Louis Money. Got to make his way back onto the stage and can't even get to the ledge. The down smash catches him and catches a second game win on the scoreboard for Mr. Miya.
Yeah, setting Louis Money at the worst angle possible, the bottom corner of the blast zone. Now you're finding yourself at a 2-0 deficit against the top 5 player in the world. What do you do in this situation when you had such strong momentum at the beginning of the set, and now Miya has adapted to your aggressive playstyle? The tricks just weren't working as much anymore. We need something, like almost like a miracle here for Louis Money, because not only you have to find a way to get a game off this man, you got to do it 3 times in a row.
3 times in a row when you haven't even been able to do one so far, especially from the position of that first game. It's mentally difficult, mentally devastating, I would say, especially to be in this position. But at least for this game 3, it's Luis's final counter pick of the set. He takes us to Kalos as his option, maybe trying to make use of these side platforms to get some extra edge guards. He's been unable to get those kills where it really, really counts.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that matters, right? Just trying to find these very early kills against the likes of Miya. We're doing a good job of maintaining that real estate again one more time here on the center stage. Throwing us some dares, spot dodges right through the grab. Give ourselves a little bit of a chase there on the tech on the platform, right? In these platform plays, oh, he's doing it again, and he catches the down smash, charging it all the way with the wings. This time, calling out the double jump off the ledge. Louis Money finally finding himself that, hey, I'm not going to let this mental get to me. Yes, I'm down 2-0, but I'm still going to fight with all my might.
That is the confidence booster that was absolutely necessary from Luis, but the big thing is now he has to convert this into a game win. Beautiful teleport up to that side platform to get away from the 2-frame attempt on the down air. Now gets a quick little chase across the stage with a couple of fairs to build up this extra damage, and giving Game & Watch the space that you need to respect. Do not come near those up smashes.
Yeah, not all. The second you come towards it, that could spell a recipe for disaster. 117 now, and Louis Money coming back onto the stage, using Kalos' recovery to help with you getting back towards the stage. It's making it a little difficult for Miya to get back or try to find the early kill against the likes of Louis Money.
Yeah, he's so happy to be able to do exactly that, because the worst case scenario, if you try and approach Game & Watch on the ledge at ground level, it's like a down smash, a down tilt, and F tilt, all of which will KO you at lower percents. But when you go to that top platform, instead the best that he can usually do is like a nair pickup or like a back air or something like that. And then if he commits, Louis Money commits to that explosive flame, but if Game & Watch commits to going up onto that platform to try and trap you, you just go low.
Yeah, obviously. That's all you gotta do. It becomes a very simple flow chart at that point. get back here onto the stage. And again, we see the nairs coming out, the goldfish. Got to be on the lookout for that. It's practically a sword at this point, but Louis Money has a very good lead currently. He just needs to find a way back towards the center stage. And again, using this platform from Kalos as a little bit of an assist, you know, giving up that edge guarding opportunity against the likes of Game Watch. We come in here with the nair, pushing right back off.
Gets underneath the bucket.
Doesn't even care about that bucket. Get out of here. Charges up and up smash. 2 of those 3 kills came from a charge smash attack, whether it was up or down, calling out Miya's ledge options every single time.
Beautiful recognition and adaptation to something that got him hurt badly during game number 2. We saw Miya drop down low going for a regrab to bait a smash attack so that he could do the rising nair to pick up Louis Money. Louis Money, recognizing that he was going for that exact same situation again, made the snap decision to step back a little bit so he was out of the range, used his longest reaching both horizontally and vertically smash attack to pick up Miya there in a great way to close out game number 3, and that's exactly what he needed. Despite the fact that the set would have been over, don't forget that this is winner's bracket. And if, I'll be honest, if Louis Money had lost that game again from a similar position as game number 1, you might have even just DQ'd from losers. It's so difficult to refocus yourself for an attempt at a loser's run after losing a winner's set like that. So for his sake, I'm rooting for this game number 5 push, but even if it doesn't take place, at least he managed to get that game off from the huge lead that he built himself.
And you know he's desperate for that top 8 spot. He's got a lot to prove here. He's got so much on the line. He's got to be able to try to find something to bring this to a game 5. But Miya's also got some demons of his own to be able to conquer here. See what we're going to be able to do later on in this bracket. Right back, that was a little bit of a standstill from both players, waiting to see who's going to make that first move.
Yeah, full stage sprint dash attack comes through from Louis Money there.
It's like, screw it. If you're waiting for something, I'm going to do something unorthodox. Here we go.
Got to find a way back down, though, and does so with the landing fair. And you can tell that game, the ending of game 2 plus the entirety of game 3 has been such a nice mental reset for Luis. He's playing confidently like he was at the start of game 1 once again.
That's what we need to see, that confidence, that strong demeanor. Unfortunately, right now we're seeing a disadvantage. That was very close. Miya trying to gamble on the fact that he was going to trail forward onto that platform that would have been the stock, but Louis Money looking playing a little bit wise here as Luis is going to try to come back in here onto the ledge. Gets called out by the back air, pushing you right back off. 141. This is kind of a little bit different from the previous game.
Oh,
that's a stock
yeah.
too.
That didn't feel like it should have killed, but it did.
Yeah, that chair is way strong. There's more
it's
than that.
fast too. It's like frame 6 or something like that.
Comes out like a lot of Game Watch's moves are quick and fast.
Well,
like
yes.
Down tilt, forward tilt.
Well, yes.
well,
Dash attack as well, 2 times coming through there to just keep building this extra damage on Louis Money.
Calling out the nair by just going for a nair of your own as a response. Waiting for that ledge jump. Where are we going? Go try and apply some shield pressure with the turtle. Coming out here.
Good roll away from Miya too. Just trying to keep that spacing between the two of them ambiguous so Louis Money doesn't quite know which move to pick. Ooh, yeah, back up, get away.
Yeah, just put on the hazard lights, wait till we see what we can do for this next option. Play a little bit safe, gonna punish that long-lasting forward tilt. Miya, he's yet to use a single stock. I love that recovery coming out from Louis. Coming in, because of the low profile.
Yeah, really wanted that dare to set up for a big KO early, but he's still got an opportunity to do just that here should Miya not be able to get back up on the stage safely. Louis Money recognizing the potential either neutral get up or dash attack, so he spaces himself away from it, but then doesn't get right back into the same spacing. Fair, not quite enough to KO.
Yeah, struggling to find this next KO move. Meanwhile, we just kind of drop a bomb from the forward air to place it right on top of Louis Money. But now things are starting to get a little struggle, trying to catch that roll in. But then we just run off from right side to left, jump off with the turtle, and he spawns in immediately, hits him right back off, and finishes off with a second back air. But we got 2 stocks to take out.
Yeah, despite the fair finally killing there, what is Miya's DI, man? He's living some stuff that I don't believe should be possible to live through.
Yo, he's also got the forbidden notch angle.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is bad. Out of double jumps,
Oh,
out of a
no.
dream, and that's going to be Miya shutting down Louis Money's dreams of making that top 8 spot. As Miya securing himself a one-way ticket to winner semis for Riptide.
They have to decide which one of them is going into the top 8. They have a pretty storied set history with 6-1 on the favor of Kola. Raru taking out in winners finals of the last Kagaribi. So let's see how this is going to go down with the Game & Watch surprise pick up for Kola here.
Yeah, definitely. The Game & Watch was not something that I initially expected, but I think it makes sense on its face. Like, we can definitely see how it's going to be great for the zoning. You're going to be able to, maybe on a tri-plat stage like this, platform camp a little bit more, do this kind of like up-down play. Obviously, Raru looking for some of these grabs, looking for some of these great combo starters, but no dice so far. I mean, we're keeping the percent low, and because Game & Watch is a lighter character, I feel like it's kind of harder to get these confirms sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting as well to see what the shield play is going to be out of Akala. A lot of times, you know, you are sitting in shield a lot, waiting for a landing aerial coming out of your opponent, but for Luigi, you have to be very careful of dash grab or pivot grab in a lot of these circumstances, so I think we're going to see a lot of preemption from Akala, as we already have. We've seen early up Bs not sitting in shield, as well as some high nairs.
Great reactions here from Akala as well, getting a parry on that platform and trying to get a little bit of something started afterwards. It's okay. These have just been a very tentative first stock. I mean, I feel like no one has really gained any like large ground until right now. Obviously, you get a little too close for comfort. Raru kind of sensing that maybe there's a chance for me to get something here, and Akala says, hey, no, I still got iframes on this stage.
True. I mean, it's an anti-air even if they're coming from below you.
Yep.
Getting an up air there, just a little bit of tickle damage, but that time, using the platform to his advantage. I'm wondering if this is going to be a stage-specific type thing, knowing that you can utilize those platforms so well. Sitting on them is very, very safe as Game & Watch. None of Luigi's aerials are going to be able to pressure you quite so well on them. But for now, we're starting off with a lead for Aqua.
Yeah, and so far this this plunger edge guard is starting to take a little bit of shape at 148. We've seen some crazy living Game & Watch stocks this tournament already today, so Aqua going to keep that rolling. Very high percent, lots of rage on Game & Watch as well right now, so gotta watch out here because one of those fares could be deadly. We got some Chef into the back air, that's enough to send you way off, waiting for a misfire here, and the air dodge coming in, but whoa, just enough to overtake it. The turtle not enough, okay.
Yeah, like the early recovery, drifted a little bit in more than he normally would, and that worked out, but a yeet.
Wow.
Grab with a plunger, throw up.
Luigi kill throw, who would have thought, but hey, I mean, even this, at a high percent on Game & Watch is possible, baby.
Yeah, paperweight indeed. Bucking up a couple of those fireballs. We have to keep an eye on those because those do not go away between stocks. So even that one or two could be disastrous to be for the set, but going so low, and never mind, he's fine. Man, the vertical recovery on Luigi is insane there.
Right, high jump plus a very, very high vertical range on the up special, so really good stuff. It's a nice bait to try to see if you can get Akala to kind of go off, overcommit a little bit off stage. Doesn't do so, still manages to keep the stock, doesn't matter. But yeah, Raru needs a big hit here to say a lot. Okay, just to get back to stage, and it's not going to happen.
And one thing I've noticed is the lack of grabs we've seen. I believe it's been just the one that got the kill earlier that connected. It's very difficult for Raru to track down Akala, who's been so evasive, and now we just see the ladders climbing up, the drill that pierces the heavens.
Yeah, it does feel like it, but I don't know. Right now, Akala is just getting a lot of extra damage, and it's hard for Raru because you don't have the best landing options as Luigi. I think that's one of the reasons we picked Game & Watch here, because obviously Steve's got great juggles, but look at what Game & Watch is doing here on the triplats.
Game & Watch definitely could be hired in the circus for his juggles, that's for sure. Now going very high for Luigi, gets caught with another up air. It's so difficult to land your floaty, you have bad aerial mobility. I mean, this is exactly the problem of Luigi as he gets caught by another forward air nerf.
Yeah, I know, and now you're just like struggling again. The key seems to be the handler off stage. Obviously, that's the second time in a row Kola has gone off there, just looking for that low key, catching that very linear vertical recovery.
Yeah, the low key.
It's tough. That's tough. And I think one of the reasons that we're really picking the Game & Watch over this Steve right now is because of the lack of airspeed on Steve and the great airspeed comparatively on Game & Watch. Just being able to follow up on Luigi's slower aerial movement and just kind of staying on him. It's very smothering playstyle. It's obviously something Game & Watch is already good at. But here against Luigi, you're very vulnerable to that kind of stuff because you don't want to have to play in the air. You don't really like scrapping too much in the air because you've got stubby arms and legs. But at the same time, I mean, it feels like Raru might have something in the tank. You never know. You get one of those good advantage states. We just never got to see one of those big combo starters. We never got to see the angles that we need. We never got to see a grab or anything into the usage of the Cyclone. You know, there's a lot of the kit that we just weren't able to use, and unfortunately, I think that's a credit to Akala's kind of very, very aggressive playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big part of the counter pick. Like I was saying before, the preemption is real. Like, you're always going before Rauru is able to be in range to strike. You're hitting that up B at the moment he's in range for it, so if he tries to dash in. But, okay, we do see the Steve. Like I said, it might have been a stage pick potential. Do you know if this is a stage first or character first this weekend?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But we are going to PS2. It makes sense. Yeah, the materials are going to be a lot better here for Steve, so it makes sense. And no tri-plat, so Steve doesn't really have to worry too much. And Game & Watch, you know, wouldn't get as much as we saw in that last one. You did see how the top platform really benefited Akula.
Yeah, but as we see, the moment that Rauru gets in, he is able to really push the envelope a lot more before Steve gets the blocks down in the up tilt. Does not connect into the up B, so we're still looking for a bigger combo starter for Rauru, who the moment he gets put in disadvantage is in absolutely a terrifying position there.
Definitely in the roll, caught by the TNT trap. You see, yep, anvil straight into the minecart. Just a little bit of misdirection. Rauru caught off guard, having to make up for a deficit, but still, it doesn't matter. We could get one grab, one hit away from sending Steve home, but we'll see. Gonna see if there's a second stock in the works here.
Yep, a lot of evasiveness from Akala so far. Hasn't been caught by any of Raru's stuff, but he did just lose that pickaxe. And that's one of the things where Steve gets a little bit weaker in these spots where he doesn't have the pickaxe because he doesn't want to build up the diamond yet. So you kind of have a little bit of advantage in the air, and we see Raru taking advantage of that situation, getting the kill, and now on to stock 2.
Yeah, just throwing out a little bit of those fireballs, trying to catch that one block height, and now we got diamond tools, so things are getting a lot more dicey in the neutral. Rauru has to be extremely careful because one wrong step will lead to 30 more percent, 40 more percent, and an offstage interaction here that you don't want to have to deal with. Breaking through these stone blocks, very difficult for Luigi right now, and you're catching something here off the minecart. At least you can read out those kind of committal options that Akala wants to go for.
Yeah, and another minecart just disrupts the flow of Rauru. It seems like he's not really ready for these heights or positions. All the footstool in the air, not enough to connect into the anvil, but now Akala has a ledge guard situation set up, just drops the anvil a little bit too early, and now Rauru is trying to find his way out of it, but it's still such a Herculean task to get a single opening on Akala as he footstool down airs just to make it happen.
Right, and lots of iron on the board right now for Akala. We've got a diamond in the bank, 2 gold on deck. Look at all the resources we've amassed in the time that Rauru has struggled to break down just a few walls. Akala just takes a break, doesn't even need more material, says, I think I've got enough right now. But we're still going to keep going for it. Finally, a pick, and Rauru takes his shot. Love to see it. We're going to get that up special. Still in the game right now, Jet.
Definitely a potential to win here, but just right above you, dropping that iron on you. I mean, that's not exactly what I want to see if I was Luigi. Forcing his way through these blocks, does get the tech on the high one, but it's still so much to find a single opening. However, Nerva, I think if he gets a grab, it might be all over.
Yeah, now the 2-block height is really starting to mess with Rauru's game plan. Like, oh no, now my fireballs aren't working. That's the one thing I had going for me. And now all of a sudden, Kola is just starting to build that space, use that back air so menacingly with the diamond. Is just going to be the threat Rauru has to get past. You don't want to get extended. You don't want to get stuck hitting the block because right behind it is the minecart.
Yeah, there was a little bit of like a trade glitch thing that happened there with the down tilt, and I think it was just stuck in.
Sometimes
in
extensions
some sort of
don't help
stun,
you.
And yeah, just Rauru got absolutely obliterated from that. Unfortunate for him, but Akala is going to go up 2-0, and we are likely going to see a we're going to maybe see a different counter pick. I don't know. The PS2 counter pick seemed like it did not work out super well for him there, Nerf.
Okay, Final Destination. You know what?
No platforms to run to.
Bro, when was the last time you saw Final Destination?
I think I saw it like once this whole weekend. Like, this is only the second
Bro,
time.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like I did not cast a single set where they were playing on Final Day. Look at this. This is the first time I'm seeing this in months, bro.
Yeah, this is not it. I don't know. People just either been banning it or just not picking it. I think it might be banned.
But this is a great pick for Luigi for a lot of reasons, obviously, right? I mean, materials aside for Steve, you can at least get some of these the grabs. You can force Steve, who has very little airspeed, like I mentioned, to kind of have to go back to the ledge whenever he gets in disadvantage. That's a really good thing because Luigi edge guarding, we've already seen how difficult it was for you to pin down Game & Watch with the plungers off stage. It's a lot easier to hit Steve.
Yeah, definitely true, but let's see how he finds his opening. Goes for up air, up tilt, down air, doesn't connect. And now the opening is here for Kola. Gets that up tilt so hard to land on this Steve. Has another forward smash is attempted, but it's not going to work out. And the Cyclone, not enough. 127 onto Kola. Back air finds the stock nerve.
Okay, so we keep it going. Obviously, you can get Kola to go for one of those things, the anvil, the minecart, something say, okay, I know where the linear trajectory of this is going to go. I can catch you in the come up. So waiting for a lower recovery. Just, I like the patience. Doesn't need to do anything with the blocks separating you. I mean, Kola's not going to do anything, so you're good.
Yep, and okay, finally finds that kill, but this is still a very potentially good situation for Kola, who it's just, you try to jump over these blocks, it's just absolutely disastrous, but great confirm here. What a conversion off just a landing aerial.
It's just that slight hit. Sometimes you just need the right pop-up, and all of a sudden, Raru can start cooking, but it's not enough to get the stock. It's not enough to get more damage than about 80%. And as even as this looks, it feels like it's going to get a lot less so because Kola has these edge guards on deck.
Yeah, it's just like such a terrifying situation to be put in as Luigi when you are on the ledge. He's got the blocks built up. Like, how do you get over those blocks? How do you get through them? You roll, you get up tilted. You neutral get up, you get F smash. It's just a terrifying position. Now trying to use the blocks himself to get all the way up to Kola, but these minecarts have not worked out for Raru every single time he's being hit by them. And okay, no tech.
Hey, we'll take that. The tech check failed. Kola, a little bit of a rare miss, but I mean, Raru's going to take that to the bank. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to go very far because you're getting run over by a car. And it's tough. We still have to deal with the farming, and I feel like there's so much irons here on FD. Like, it really was. It was a good idea, but I don't know. The materials were the kind of the dark cloud I was thinking hanging over this this stage pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because there's not really a stage where it's going to be beneficial to Luigi and also detrimental to Steve. But it's so tough to get through this wall and a back air with a little bit of bad ZI, and suddenly that is a 3-0 for Zeta Division's Kola, bringing it in and making that top 8 spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because, this is obviously loser side. Everybody's got to fight with everything they've got. There's no second chances here. You're already on notice, essentially. But to have to send your teammate out of bracket definitely is a hard one. They both, took some interesting, losses in winner's side. We've seen some upsets at this tournament, some crazy stuff. Like, if you all out there, you aren't aware, take a look at the bracket to see where the runs have come up to this point because, I mean, there's so much going on that I couldn't even list it right now. Yeah. You actually just need to look at it yourself.
Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. We did see right before this, Light was able to take out Toon, who's been an absolute menace throughout this bracket. True. Crazy stuff from that player, but that is going to be Light with another chance to make top 8. We are one match away from him, but
that's true.
We have a different match before that. We're gonna be having a little bit of a, I would say, a storied rivalry here in terms of at least online. They haven't played a ton offline, but man, Shiny Mark versus Wrath, they've got at least 40 sets between them online. They are constantly on that grind, and we're going to be seeing them soon. I mean, it's just an absolute crazy amount of sets between these two.
I know, and it definitely, because they have played so many sets, that sets the stage a little bit. We definitely have lots of VODs. We know what to expect in this one. So I want everybody right now, go ahead, grab a snack.
Yeah.
Grab something to drink. Make sure you have like a heating pad for your back because you're gonna be sitting for a while.
Oh, true.
Make sure you have like a Family Guy funny moments in the bottom left side of your screen, and maybe some Subway Surfers on the right, and then we'll have a little bit of like a TikTok narration in the top left. It's like make sure you get all your monitors with all of your fixations, whatever you need right now, because we are in for the long haul.
Very true. And Oh, actually, okay.
Never mind.
Just kidding.
You got plenty of time. Actually, buckle up. We're going fast paced. We're
This
going
is gonna
crazy.
be a banger. Oh man. Oh, I've seen these two play a bunch of times. Luis, it always feels like Luis has it in the bag, and then suddenly at the last moment, Light rolls up his sleeve and clutches it out. There was that main stage 2021 set where it was Game 5 last talk, and there was multiple times where it's been back and forth. I believe it's still though. Luis is not taking a set yet.
Yeah, Light extremely favored on this one. I mean, that kind of, I think it's Light. It's also Fox Palu.
Yeah.
Right. Like Palu sometimes doesn't have the immediate close range tools to get Fox off of her. It's very difficult, and Light being one of, if not the most fast-paced player in the business.
Yeah.
Obviously plays
there with Ouch.
with the nitrous in his tank. Like seriously, he is going crazy. But I mean, I don't know. Louis Money, he was winner's side up until he fought Miya. So he is on a tear,
And he was,
and it was
bro,
a
he
very
was so
tall
close.
order,
He was
and
so
he was
close to
and he
beating
was
Miya.
very close. At least in game one, he had the lead, and you know, if he doesn't get in his head, I think he's good. Can't get in his head. Can't get in his head. But Light, very good apparently at getting in his head. 6-0 in the set record. It's tough.
It's tough. It's tough to have like that losing of a record over that long of a period as well. Like Luis has been playing against Light for at least 3 or 4 years in the top level. I mean, I know Light's been at the very top level of Ultimate since its inception.
Yeah.
Luis has sort of risen and fallen a couple times. Like there's been times where he's in that contention for top 20, and then there's been times where he's more in the top 50, 60 range.
Okay.
So it's always interesting to see. But I mean, I think that Luis, you know, he always has the chance to take the set. I think that he's a person you can never count out of a set, despite the set record. I mean, he always finds a way, eventually.
Yeah, he's a fundies guy, so it's like
Yeah.
he will break down situations well enough that he'll be like, okay, look, what am I actually doing wrong? What can I do better? How can I quickly adapt in this set and in a high pressure set? And he's done that before. He definitely is capable of doing it now for sure. So I'm super excited to see this, because this is going to be like an extremely fun set to watch. So I hope you all are ready. This is actually going to be like so fire.
This is probably the set I'm looking most forward to of these 4 top 8 qualifiers.
This is the big one. Yeah.
It is. Obviously a little bit of bias here. I am from NorCal. Luis wins my local almost every week. Like it's a good time to watch him. It's always a good time to be here and see him succeed. So to see him with this chance to qualify for top 8 at a Pete's here, I mean, I think that would be amazing for him. But he's got a bit of a roadblock in front of him.
I know. I mean, it's hard to say, you know. I mean, we already know everybody in the Northeast Coast basically loves Light. You know,
True.
He is beloved in New England, in Tri-State, even in MDVA. We love the guy. He's a really great player. So much fun to watch. Such a prolific player. Has such a crazy, you know, you think he plays Fox, so you don't think he's like as like always Fox is like limited in all these ways, but like he manages to make this character look like nothing else in the game.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So he really amps this character up to like 110%. Like if Sonic's is to Sonic what Light is to Fox, like that truly is like the best analogy, because they are quintessential.
Yeah, and I do want to say these two have already fought this weekend in doubles
This is
grand finals.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, that's true.
doubles
I
grand
remember,
finals.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
it
true.
was
I do remember that.
pretty fun time there, making sure that Luis did take that one with Kurama on his side. But
Doubles
I mean,
champion.
yeah,
He's a side event king, man.
It's side. True.
Side
Well, let's see if he can
But he's
become
gonna
that
be the
main event king right now.
Gotta be in the main event. That's what we want to see. Still,
Gotta see it.
Light loser side is a demon, though. We all know. Shouts to Shopify reps.
Sleeves are still down. We got to see at what point the sleeves come up in the set. What game?
Oh, no, you always know. You always
he's taking
start
the jacket off.
Oh,
He's taking it off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, hey, this is Riptide, man.
True.
The tides are ripped, and so are we.
I mean, Luis is jacked, dude.
I see him.
Bro has.
Look at that. Look at that
His
chest
arms are
bump.
huge, the
Ooh,
chest
look
is
at the.
huge.
You got the. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. My man's stacked. All right. Either way, yeah, we'll have to see. I'm thinking like maybe halfway through like game 2, maybe Light might need to pull him up, but we'll see. I mean, honestly,
I think it's after Luis. If Luis takes a game, that's when the sleeves come up.
Oh, of course.
It doesn't matter what game it is. I think
guess.
whenever Luis takes the game, that's when the sleeves come up.
Or.
Ooh, okay.
Shuton, apparently production telling us Shuton is up 2-1.
Yep.
Yeah, 2-1, and that's an interesting one because
Shuchun versus Peeb, yeah.
Peabnut. Ooh. Okay, well, Peabnut still. Everybody loves Peabnut. That's a South Carolina dog.
Yeah, certainly looking forward to seeing the result of that set. That will be coming up here soon. But for now, we have this Light versus Luis.
We are ready.
And see who will be taking the L on this one, because I don't know. Will it continue with the storyline of Light, or will Luis finally disrupt his demon? We'll find out right now.
Whew, Town and City, stage one pick, very interesting. All right, so now we're gonna get into it. This is a Palu stage if I've ever seen one, but Light loves this stage too. No platforms means you are nowhere is safe.
And one of the big things about this matchup is, like you said, so hard. Once Light gets in to really disrupt that, you do not have good get-offing tools. Your down air out of shield is like one of your best ways of making it happen, but it's still difficult to fight through as just dash up grab. Luis finds something in a second back air. That's that shallow side blast zones of Town and City coming out to play, Nerf.
Yeah, definitely. And we're already seeing Louis Money do the right stuff by catching these recovery options, these quick panic options that Light's like, okay, autopilot, this is game one, first stock, I'm not even worried. Okay, I'm just going to do what I always do. Wait, what happened?
Oh, and going through that edge guard, Luis is able to get out of the corner well and counterattack with the nair of his own. This air-to-air working out well for Luis, as Light does find that up tilt on the trade with a grab. Still, though, in the corner, Luis is having a hard time fighting out of it, but dash up grabs again, Nerf.
I actually don't mind that because, you know, the dash dance is always, like, pretty common from Light, but if you can actually pin him down and make him think, like, okay, I can't just get away with doing that, you actually limit him a lot. You actually make it so that the mental stack for you is lower over the course of the set. But either way, we're going to get that up smash. Still looking pretty strong. 91% though, Fox, very light character. Do not want to get caught by one of those back airs through the platform like we did on the first stock. Obviously, that's why we're playing a little bit further back. But these grabs actually coming in for Louis Money. I'd love to see it. Can we get this 2-frame? No, we are a little bit off.
Yeah, but a tri-straight twister gets the back throw, and Luis is up 2 stocks to 1. One of the things I want to take a note of in this set is going to be parries. Both sides, it is so important. The parry up smash as well as the parry up tilt on Light side, and then parry into I actually get a punish for Luis. Like normally, you shield any of Fox's arrows, you get nothing. Parries are the only way to go.
Yeah, parry is the only way you take your turn, honestly, especially against Fox. And in this situation, you will need every ounce of frame advantage you can get. Still, we're going to put a lot of shield pressure on that. Light does end up getting hit by the end of the explosive flame a little bit. Nice parry there from Louis Money, but look at that. Where's the punish? What happened, bro?
I mean, okay, you don't always get a punish.
I'm just kidding.
Nah, I'm playing into the bit, of course, as we get a nice catch of the air dodge. Luis is able to find a couple more hits here as Light lands with a great down air and catches the tech in the corner. Light still alive in this game one.
Great reaction to know, okay, there is literally nowhere. You're like rolling in plays. I got to just run up and forward smash instead of like check the other way. All right, catching one of these aerials is all Light really needs to get this this combo started. But still, we're dangerously close to dying here off the back throw and going high.
Down
very
smash?
nice mix up here from Light.
Yeah, one for the forward smash on the regrab. I'd like to see an aggressive attempt there, but we'll see how Luis approaches this situation as Light is at high percent, and he needs to find something soon. Otherwise, Light is very quick at turning these around with his explosive combo game. But air into up tilt does the trick. Luis taking that. Seemed like he had a very solid game plan going into this.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Light sometimes defaulting a little bit to the up tilt stuff just to try to get yourself like a little low percent. It's hard against specifically Nair because if you time it right when the hitbox is not rotating around you, you get it.
Yes.
If you don't time it right, then you get traded like this and all of a sudden you lose the stock and the game. Pretty high risk for Light in this situation.
Yeah, it's tough. And Light is known for that precision, though. He's known for choosing the perfect time to attack. And this time, though, it seemed like Luis was catching up to his pacing, was catching up to his tempo. Yeah. A lot of times catching those dash forwards in the dash dance that you were talking about with run-up grab. And a lot of times Light's option was to just shield because there's not a lot of grounded Palu options that you're super worried about. And a couple times, Light got caught.
Yeah. And so far, Louis Money with the lead, 1-0, looking pretty good. Light gonna have to figure out how to increase that mental stack. I think the empty jumps at the beginning of the game are definitely enough. You want to kind of overstimulate your opponent when you're playing as Fox sometimes. You really want to kind of give them that sense of like, I don't know where he's gonna go at any given moment.
Yeah, and Luis doing a lot of checks here. A lot of jab ones, a lot of down tilts. Really good at catching the grounded approaches, but it doesn't seem like Light has quite been biting on them yet. It's just a lot of spacing out, knowing that eventually he's going to run into those.
Loving the delay on the illusion there. Obviously not going to worry too much from the side special. And Louis Money goes for a lower try to edge guard. But we get something here. Just no follow-up here. Light gets one hit and kind of backs off. Good dash attack here. Great angle. And now it looks like we're actually mixing up the recoveries a lot. Like Louis Money kind of like letting Light gain space back.
Yeah, it's sort of a bit of an unexpected thing that you can do a couple times, but once your opponent is ready for them, they're not going to work again. But that just means Light's probably not going to do those types of options again as he catches Luis in the corner with these back air, hunting down the defensive options out of Luis. Really good play from Light so far, knowing when to switch between aggression and defensiveness so effectively.
Yeah, for real. Now we're just waiting for one of these back airs. Anything with some iframes on it that will help me muscle my way through and make a clank a victory for me. We are going to get here. We're almost. Just waiting for the get-up option. Great forward air from ledge. Obviously, Light's been going for that quite often. Great active multi-hit that will catch Louis Money with any one of those stray hits. Could lead to more.
Yeah, another jab one catch. Luis is trying to go for the ledge trump, but already getting off the ledge and gets caught with a ton of damage and the air dodge. That is why Light uses that. It's so hard to predict when you need to tech or not.
Exactly, and with a multi-hit, you don't even get hit with a launcher. He actually just grabs ledge and you just get hit with that little bit. The buffered air dodge is your fate. Unfortunately for Louis Money, just fell right for the bait. So I don't know.
Okay, Luis sending off into the sky with an up air and catches another one high in the sky, 73% stock. Just like how he got his stock taken. He answers back in kind, but he's still down. Light hunting with these up airs. Great vertical advantage state nerf.
But hey, we actually keep our feet on the ground, get a grab for our troubles. Good damage to start us off, almost 40%. Still waiting for this. But the high illusions have been so good for Light to mix up Louis Money.
I think the option is often just to dash attack there to cover that, but at the same time, you don't want to commit to it if it's wrong. So Luis going for a little bit less committal option with the runoff nair. Now finds himself on the back foot in the corner, and a nair up smash does the trick. You know it's always in the back pocket for Light. You throw out those short hop nairs, they auto cancel so well. That is gonna be game 2 going to Light.
I mean, that didn't even send you into tumble. Like, you just don't even get a chance to tech, you just die.
Yeah.
So no matter what, frame 1 shield sometimes can't even save you in these situations. So when Light has the precision that he has, I mean, it's really tough. No sleeves necessary right now.
Yep. He looks kind of calm.
He does look pretty, I mean, I imagine that he's like, this is a homie game.
Right.
So it's like, I'm not, he's not like stressed. He's not like, okay, this is like some sweaty guy trying to like beat me. It's just like, I'm just fighting my friend. I'm fighting my homie. Yeah. It's always a good time. Even in this like very tense competition, in loser's side where either one of you a loss is out.
Yep. Okay, let's see. Going for the up smash. That is one of the great ways to cover a lot of these things. Almost catching the explosive flame, but Light is able to drift away from there. Now finding his own grab, but I mean, it's Fox. You get a tiny bit of percent and a little bit of stage position. That's all you get.
Of course, but I mean, I like that Louis Money is already starting to catch these higher recoveries, these horizontal recoveries just over the ledge.
Whoa.
That's smart stuff. Like now, the conditioning is starting to set in.
Yeah, gets that drag down on the nair, but not high enough damage to get any frame advantage out of that. And great awareness from Luis there, catching that grab. The up smash not in time. Oh, the up air. Wow, I did not see that one coming, Nerf.
I think Light didn't either. I think might have expected to grab or something like that in that situation. So the jump while Light is spot dodging is so smart from Luis.
The nair out of the corner, looking for an early kill here. Light is hunting for them, gets the up tilt, but the nair actually clips on the backside. Luis gets the stock at 151. Slight lead for him, but Light certainly able to even it up. Just kidding. Luis is going to platform camp a little bit. Make sure you can't get a nair up smash on me here.
Very true. Teleport cancel on that, but no way does Light still pick that up and says, I know exactly what this is. I've seen this so many times. You cannot trick me.
A lot of aggression out of the corner. We see multiple fair off the ledge or dare off the ledge for Light, as well as a nair off the ledge for Luis. Up air being the other option, but this time it's called out, and Light's advantage state here has been a rinse and repeat. Ton of damage, but now Luis able to get back to center stage just to eat another combo nerf.
I know, and no tech on the platform, that's not ideal, but even when you tech on the platform, Light still having to deal with some of these up airs from Luis. Have to wait for the nair, wait for the grab, honestly, but he rolls in perfectly to avoid the explosive flame. Looking for anything, these back airs, these dash attacks, again, the shield coming out to try to do the double duty. Can you survive? Okay, good tech, but now the grab hits.
Luis has been teching all of these weird situations that a lot of people fall for, but oh, he thought Luis was going to go for the short in that time.
Oh boy, that was scary.
Oh. And it should be able to get down tilted. Nair off its mark, but Luis does not get that. He still gets the kill. He still finds him even after all of that.
For sure, but now endangering himself. Luis going high. Oh, we are going to go for the down smash, but Light unable to really secure that one. Now has to take some shield pressure. The shield looking a little small. Might be in poke territory. You got to be careful here. And then the parry, you see it. Obviously, Luis is at least able to get back, but no, too much of an overcommitment. It's the same thing I kind of saw with him, with Miya. The down tilts are definitely a point where he's letting himself be vulnerable in these close range situations.
Yeah, there's sort of like a keep off me option. Like, it's difficult to sort of get a dash up and punish, but if they catch you obviously in the wrong direction or they're able to get a jump over it, certainly something that can be punished well. As Light is just forcing the issue in the corner, gets his big resets onto the ground and goes for a up smash. Doesn't quite hit, and now in the corner, back air not connecting, but an up smash is going to, and it's going to take the stock. Luis up 2-1 versus Light. Game point here.
I know, and he kind of popped off in his chair a little bit. I can tell he's starting to feel himself. He's starting to feel more confident in these situations, and that was a great reaction on the neutral get up. Obviously, Light just kind of wanted to do one of the least safe options as sort of the mix-up, but that just kind of played right into Louis Money's hands. So good stuff. We are up 2-1. This is a chance for Louis Money to finally take a set, put himself against that set record.
I would like to take a note of the sleeves. The sleeves
are
have come up.
All right, we're in game 4. Yeah, we're in game 4 now.
Game
so
4, sleeves are up. And yeah, 2-1 for Luis. Like you said, wants to reverse the curse, wants to break down that bracket demon, but has to make one more happen here on PS2. Light gets the first opening, but that's a little bit of a scrappy one.
All right, still waiting for these nairs. Good train starting up. Nice tech chase as well. Love to see it. Ooh. Now we're not going to let that fair take hold anymore. We actually have a long-lasting move in the F tilt ourselves. We got something here, but watch out. Don't get got off stage like that.
An up air attempts to come out. Oh, no, sorry. A counter attempts to come out. That time it works out.
Waiting for the next neutral win. Good dash attack. No tech again on the platform. Louis Money in danger a bit. Go through the shield, and then we've got another nair up smash, and it feels like as soon as Luis starts to think that he can get back into the fray, Light hits him with one of those quick sex kicks in the air. So that's just how it goes.
Yeah, Luis trying to get the punish with that down air out of shield, not working out. And now let's see how his edge guarding looks. Going through the stage a little bit, and now Light turns this into his own advantage. Luis not able to find his footing at all. Finally gets a grab. Let's see how this edge guard looks. Goes for the runoff nair, does not work out. We haven't seen a single one of those hit nerf.
No, not yet, but I mean, it's only a matter of time. You just got to get the right precision. I know a down air could have the disjoint potential necessary to beat Firefox, but you've got to do it right. You've got to time it right. You've got to space it right. Obviously, it's just going to take a little bit more practice.
The back air way off stage, tries to get a punish, but the illusion's too fast.
Definitely Fox himself too fast as well, but hey, again, the neutral get up caught this time by a back air. Louis Money at least able to catch some of these kill options. You know, he's not struggling to find the stocks.
And now we see a bit of a neutral scramble, but just once again, the simple and clean conversions from Light are winning out. Doesn't get the tech chase on the tech in, and now Light gets an opening of his own. Grab as the follow-up. 23%. Let's see.
This is the part where I expect Light to just kind of go with one of these big combos and then try to take it all to the bank. I know he's going to go for a big read to try to close this out ASAP. He does not want to give Louis Money the chance to bring this back.
Yep, going way to the side, not getting the edge cancel, which means that how Light is able to chase him down. Gets the dash attack on the short in that time. Light is so good at forcing Luis in the corner. It seems like multiple times Luis has chosen the wrong defensive option. That down tilt little bit of get off me tool like we saw earlier, but it's not quite enough. Oh, I thought that was going to be an up smash.
Yeah, gotta watch out here. The pressure starting to build. Light, the empty jumps, and the jumps with the back airs starting to pressure Louis Money out, but you can't let yourself go off stage unnecessarily at this point.
This is so much damage. Up air gets the jump, and Light returns the favor. Luis now forced to a game 5. The sleeves are up, and we are in the deciding game here, Nerf.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. So at this point, Light is catching some of these really nice advantage wins, the neutral wins as well. Like he's catching Louis Money in the air. He's catching him trying to swing. All of these, like the back airs and the dash attacks, they're just being whiff punished at this point. Light playing just outside Louis Money's range. But at the same time, this is the stage counter pick. And I think Town and City was like a really good pick for Louis Money in game 1. I think it could happen again, or we got Hollow Bastion in this situation. Definitely a decisive pick for Paolo. You have a great platform coverage on this one, but because it is a longer stage, it always helps Light a little bit more because it's a speedy character. You can just close the gap that much faster.
Very true. All right, let's see how we're going to end up this last game. I mean, I think it's interesting to see where they're going stage-wise. Did you see what they picked?
The Hollow.
Oh, sorry, you did see Hollow.
Yeah, okay. So low ceilings. Got to watch out for all the up smashes on Fox. So, Louis Money, this is your pick. Let's see it.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we're going to see if this is going to be where Luis breaks that curse, like I said before. But a forward smash, just the win box connects. Oh, such a disaster, but still enough, and goes for the counter. He saw so many times Fox go for that forward air off ledge. He was expecting it, and even though Light let it rip, it was not the right positioning, so it just didn't work out. But still a chance here for Luis to get the stock early. Up smash doesn't work out. Goes for the up air after the trump. Such a good coverage of this. But now Light's turn, and he gets a double up air. We're back to dead even, Nerf.
Yeah, just like that. Louis Money had a great offstage presence, but then Light, 3 hits, and we're back to even. And we have a near kill on Luis as well. There it is, the roll out. You saw it earlier in the set. It's coming back to rear its ugly head. That catch on the roll out on the ledge by the forward smash. Light's 2 for 2.
Going for an aerial, trading once again with the dash attack counter, not working out. Luis able to get off the ledge with the up air, not getting the kill just yet. Let's see how he finds. Yeah, right now goes for the down air, not connecting. We have not seen a single one this set. No Twinkle Toes today. But, okay, here it is. Another illusion to ledge. Up air catches the neutral, get up smart, covering multiple options with that.
Yeah, that fast fall up air has definitely been a nice mix-up. Light obviously not ready for that in a lot of these situations, which is great because it's usually when you can tell Luis would normally go for a grab, or any Palutena for that matter would go for a grab for maybe a back throw or something.
Returning to neutral, but we are in kill percent for a lot of Light's conversions. Luis has to be so careful, but just gets the shield out, and the jab is not fast enough. Man, Palu out of shield, that's rough.
I know, but hey, we get another one of these dash grabs. Still looking for the down tilt, thinking that Light is going to just be fast falling back to ledge like a maniac, but the patience from Light has actually been the surprise here. He's just playing it so methodically.
And Luis gets a couple miss inputs, which lead to Light tracking him down. Still, though, anyone's game as a dash attack, and now we're looking at just raw hits at this point for Light. He is good at them, but for now, he has to find them. Back air in the corner is going to be the trick, as now 50% only on Light. Certainly a couple interactions before Luis can start looking for a kill, as this platform finally nets him an opening. Back air off the side. Up smash is not in the right spot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard because it's in those situations. I mean, to go for up smash, I know you want to get this early stock, but sometimes it's better to just go for like down tilt, go for down tilt back air, something like that. Still, the fast falling nature of Fox makes it really hard to get some of these confirms. It is tough.
Yeah, and air off the ledge. Doesn't catch anything just yet, but an up smash in neutral. Ooh. I don't know what he was expecting, but it did not work out, as now Light just rinse and repeating, getting a ton of damage. That is going to be potentially the game. Wow. Yeah, just a down air into up smash. Light making it look clinical, and it is The curse is still here, man. 7-0 on Luis in Game 5, despite going up 2-1 in the set. Does not matter here as Light makes his way into top 8.
Certainly does. A very hard-fought win and a little bit of a pop-off at the end. He definitely recognized that, you know, he was down in that set for a while. Wanted to bring that back and brought the fire in. And once the sleeves were up, I definitely felt like he was snowballing a little bit. Louis Money, on the other hand, it's tough. It really is tough because, you know, going up in the set and being like, okay, I'm finally feeling myself. You could tell the confidence was coming out. But then Light always seems to just turn it up to that extra notch. Like he's got somehow like 13 notches. like he just like keeps going. And
yeah, this one goes to 11. Light goes to 13.
Like the button just breaks off, and he just looks at it. He's just like, all right, let's just keep going, full throttle. And I mean, it works. You know, that's the play style. That's again, it's the mental stack. You know, you could tell a lot of at the end of the game, Game 5. Louis Money was making a few uncharacteristic mistakes, you know, just like the risky re-grab on the double teleport to ledge on the left side was kind of crazy. I was like, and of course, right afterwards, you could tell he wanted to go so desperately back to ledge after that down air. He wanted to grab the ledge, get those iframes back, but Light did not give him that chance, scooped him right off that ledge, and got the stock, got the win. Going to keep himself running in this loser's side bracket, so we'll have to see. Light going to be on that tear, Louis Money, unfortunately, out for that one.
I have some very bad news for you.
Oh boy.
I know. I know.
This could mean anything.
I know. You're going to be really upset about this. But unfortunately, Shiny Mark and Wrath is happening on the other stream.
Oh.
So that means we are not going to get all of the top 8 loser side qualifiers.
Damn, that's
I know.
crazy.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That really sucks.
I knew that you would be really upset about that.
That's really unfortunate. I feel horrible that is happening. Why? You know, look at them over there. They're so lucky.
They're having so much fun.
They're so lucky, bro.
Okay, but for now, we have our final match that we're going to be casting today. Our other losers top 8 qualifiers, Syrup versus Shuton.
Let's go, Syrup versus Shuton. This is what I'm talking about. This is Smash Ultimate, baby. This is peak. We're about to get it.
We're going to get something. That's for sure. I mean, I'm really excited for this one. Actually, I
for real. Yeah.
I actually love both these players. They both have, you know, 2 characters that they sort of started on one and now they've shifted to another one for most of their matches, but occasionally, you know, we see the earlier one, we see the Shuton Olimar, we see the Syrup Ness. Every now and then rear their heads, but I think it's probably going to be an Aegis versus Steve matchup. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Like, I mean, we did see a little bit of other things. I mean, I saw some Olimar earlier.
Yeah,
definitely. I definitely.
The Olimar is real. It's still here.
Olimar versus Steve though is really tough. I've seen a lot of Olimars try to make it work. Sometimes they always, you know, I think most Olimars actually have like multiple characters that they play. So they're always just like, maybe I'm not going to do it with this guy, but I got somebody else who's even better. And that's fine. But if you really want to commit to the Olimar, I'm sure it's probably not that bad. Purples can break down walls generally fine. I think, of course, like Iron and Stone might be a little tougher. But you know, Pikmin Throw, very difficult to secure. It just makes the Steve have to use more resources for walls.
Yeah.
Which actually might be good. You might be able to like kind of drain their iron. If you take them to an iron-heavy stage and you make them use all their iron in the blocks just to keep you away.
Yep. Good work.
Not gonna lie, might be a play.
Yeah, but you know who's really good at making you keep them away? Mithra.
Okay, that's true. But I mean, yeah, that's true. And I get that. Steve, definitely, we gotta do anything we can. You know, It's like you gotta do whatever works best for you. You know, if you feel like, you know, Aegis does the best against Steve, I mean, more power to you.
Yeah, and to be fair, though, I've seen Syrup pick Ness in situations where it's less about the matchup and more about the player. So, like, when he goes Ness against Spargo, for instance, you know, sometimes it'll be like, all right, I really don't think Spargo is that great against Ness, even though Cloud is still very good against Ness.
No, that's true.
So we could see it, but for now, I believe we're going to start out on the Aegis versus Steve. That would be what I would expect, but hey, anything can happen throughout the course of the set, especially when everything is on the line for this top 8 qualifier.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this is going to be it could be just a counter pick heavy set. I really hope it is, just because, you know, Syrup could easily go back to the Steve, or could go from Steve to Ness on a dime, and Shuton literally has so many characters that he could play right now. So I think Syrup will probably start with the Steve, but we might see a switch maybe like soon enough into it. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. We are debating on the stage pick. I mean, obviously, you know, it's a it's a Smash Ultimate match, so we're probably going to start on Pokemon Stadium 2, but I mean, we've seen a couple little variants in this. We saw the last set start on Town and City, but today is not
old
the day.
reliable here. We're going to break open the case, and there it is. PS2 for game number 1. This is going to be a pretty standard pick, I think, and that means I think we are going to go Steve game 1. I think this might be a pick, and it looks like we're hovering Olimar. Hey, that's my boy. Ah, there he is.
I was wrong.
I love to see it. Hey.
I love to be wrong.
Steve, Steve Olimar, that looks like it's going to be the picks. I'm very excited about this one because, I want to see how, when you commit to Olimar, I want to see it work. I want to see this, because it's like, Olimar is one of those characters that he definitely has like a very strange matchup spread. But Steve, if you can add Steve to one of your list of like at least even matchups or potentially slightly winning, that's a big one.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's something that you said before. A lot of Pikmin throwing is going to happen. We're going to be breaking down the walls with the purples. They're great at just swiping them away. But I mean, this is a stage that we might be able to drain the resources, but eventually once those stone walls come out, I think it's going to be really tough to break those down, even with the purples.
Yeah, for real. I mean, you can tell Serb just trying to build up the resources right now. A lot of wood on deck, and that might help you build some stronger walls because the purples are definitely destroying these dirt walls for sure. But no sticks on the Pikmin. Obviously, great shield discipline here from Serb. Just flashing the shield whenever you see the Pikmin going. Good timing on that. And wants to get one of these great edge guards because you finally get something here, a real interaction. And Shuton off stage is looking to make a reversal.
Okay, but this is the big opening. Does get the shield out in time. A little bit of a misstep on Syrup's side. Not able to get the full pick loop, but he's still going to get a little bit of a lead here with a couple openings. And an up air back air is whistled out, so certainly something you have to be wary of on the Shuton side. But I don't know. I think that it still looks very even. A lot of chances now once the purple Pikmin have come out, the double purple.
Right.
See, it looks like two unstaled forward airs do break it, as well as an unstaled back air. So, yeah, I mean, even with the stone blocks, it seems like we're able to get something done.
Right, and we've got a great setup here. One purple does unfortunately die there, but we still have more in the tank. I mean, had a really great setup, and Syrup was starting to take a little bit of damage, but finally a stock is lost, and that's just because Syrup had those stone blocks in the middle where Shuton cannot break through to get past him, and obviously gets caught up in the up smash. Now we got the bigger walls coming out. This is the tough part, okay? This is where now that the resources are starting to be a little bit more higher quality, more massed, what does Shuton do? Because you are clearly still trailing behind, getting lapped in percentage almost.
Even using the minecart just to get a little bit further to catch that tech to the left. It's just a little bit disastrous for Shuton, as, I mean, even though he gets the Pikmin latch on, it's still not enough. Just the up tilt breaks it immediately. And even though there's no pickaxe here, I mean, there's no materials whatsoever outside of the diamond and gold. It still is something where, like, you have to find the kill somehow, and the sword is still a threat, but the up smash gets the job done. That is one of the weakest parts of Steve, is where sometimes he'll be like, oh, I don't want to build up my diamond because I don't want to lose it for the next stock, but also I don't have a pickaxe right now, so
you don't have much of a choice.
My air-to-air is pretty bad.
Yeah, and honestly, you kind of need that extra. If you have no tool, you really have nothing. Like, that really hinders Steve. So, I mean, I think the smothering playstyle that Shuton has been going for is actually starting to work. Like, we are keeping Syrup from getting some of these meaningful materials. Obviously, with the diamond tools, you can get a little bit more here, but the constant throwing, like the constant building of walls, that's what I'm talking about. If you can force this Steve to constantly use those resources just in defense, you will not let them use it in offense.
Yeah, great point here. And I think another thing that's interesting about this matchup is the fact that you always have time to build up those double purples, right? Like, Steve is always out there building up resources. You're just throwing Pikmin at him to the death zone. Like, he's going to kill any Pikmin you toss at him. So, therefore, you're going to have a lot of time to build up these double purples and potentially even triple at one point.
Yeah, and we might see a blue here just to try to get Syrup into shield, play that defensive gameplay, and then Shuton gets you with the checkmate situation. We might end up seeing it. We got blue out on deck.
No,
I think he just threw it away.
I think that might have been an accident. I think he was trying to latch it on, but yeah.
Okay.
It's all right. Eventually the purples will be here. Oh, and that might be dead. Yes, just as it gets started. I mean, 100% though, very even game. It's just a matter of finding this killing blow. Back air, not enough without the purple, especially center stage. But this could be big damage. Oh, great whistle. Gets him onto the platform. Only 51% off of that.
Ooh, but no Trump back air, and now having to go for the Elytra. Like the mix-up on the angle, though. Shuton trying to get that forward smash, and of course, it just misses out. Unfortunate opportunity, but we're still going to run it back. Use the clank on that, trying to use the extension of the purple to set yourself up for a punish on Syrup. Shuton starting to bear down a little bit. 159, got to get the stock here any which way.
Yep, no pickaxe left. Only one iron, so have to be very careful with resource expenditure. So that means that we're probably not going to see a lot more minecarts, but it's just running around hoping that there's going to be a catch with that one. Oh, man, not even getting the kill with a purple at 180 is crazy.
Insane DI from Syrup. I mean, honestly, he's the longevity king. Like, I don't know how he lives as long as he does, but he's so well known for it. Now still having to deal with all of the pressure here from the Steve up tilt, and finally Shuton just takes center stage and just lets it rip. You get one. He just moves a little bit faster than Steve, so that's all you can take.
Yeah, okay, here we are with a just another wall, but this is the hard part, right? He has the pickaxe ready. He's not afraid to spend all his resources and tries to catch the roll in, but this could be big. No, just gets a jab off the parry. Oh, no.
Oh, Shuton. That's crazy. Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah, it was an up smash time.
I don't know. Could be anything, but it's a low percent. It's like 11%. Like, there's nothing that that you're really going to get. I mean, you can try to go for some damage, but I get it. Maybe thought that the jab would lead into a combo, but there's attack. We don't actually get anything off the white. Good shield there from Syrup. Obviously, you can tell Syrup is starting to like run out of resources yet again, but it doesn't really matter.
It matters if the pickaxe dies. That's the big thing. If the pickaxe dies, he doesn't have another diamond. He's going to be forced to build like a gold pickaxe or something like that, which is still probably fine. But if you just keep him very, very low on anything else, it will be a tough one. No, the second diamond gets built up, and that means that there is always a backup. But, I mean, the pressure that has been exerted means that you actually have to win neutral once before you can actually build something up. But a back air cracks the helmet, and even center stage, that is going to be a kill. So powerful of a tool, but I don't know. I mean, I really think the game plan from Shuton was executed well, and it is something that can work in these future games.
Yeah, for sure. I think we have the makings of something that could be more, right? That we can make this more competitive. He was down a little, like most of the game.
Yep.
So it's like that's the struggle part. It's like even when you are behind and you're still able to rob the resources that well of Steve, and then you still lose. It's very difficult. So here on Hollow Bastion, materials galore. This is going to be a tough one, but Syrup, I mean, we'll have to see if these Olimar plays are going to be enough to deal the death blow or not. I don't know.
Yeah, lots of chances here for Olimar, though, to come back into it. I mean, the Hollow Bastion, it is a little bit interesting because you said you wanted an iron-heavy stage, and this is definitely one of those. And it has two different patches of materials, which means it might be a long time before he even gets that diamond because he'll be alternating between the two patches, mainly focusing on the outside patch at the moment. But we'll see if that is a problem. I mean, I do think a lot of the problems for Olimar come down to the fact that he dies so early to the diamond back air.
I know, and of course, you know, you died to up smash very quickly.
Yeah, that's
to
the setup.
Anvil very quickly here on this stage as well. Very difficult for a light character. You cannot be messing around, and especially, you know, as committal or as non-committal as you can play as Olimar with the Pikmin throws. You still have to make a play eventually.
A big opening here. I guess 34%, not too bad, but another opening as Syrup just sets up. Happy to be working with the gold pickaxe for now, but it is fragile, easy to break. And that could later lead to a chance for Shuton, but for now he is just trying to break through these walls. The stones are insurmountable at the moment.
Yeah, stone and iron. I mean, that's just what you're getting with this stage a lot. And you got the diamond already. Don't need it right now because you still have the gold, but we might need to save it because the stock is looking like it's really close to being lost. But a great tech saves your life a second least, at least for now.
Yep, still has that. I mean, now the sword and the pickaxe both broken, and just one chance left with that axe, but just gets a grab and tries to forward smash with just his hand. All right, I see what you're going for.
The open hand Steve slap. All right. Oh, but that now you just can't do that. The usual stuff. You can't just rest on the muscle memory there. It's not going to be working here. You're extending yourself on the block, and actually might be more harm than good.
And slowly these resources being whittled away, and eventually you get the stock, but now, once again, you have to fight Steve at full power with that diamond. Does actually drop 2 of the irons right away. I'm surprised that we didn't see Shuton push the pressure there, but it is kind of hard to commit to a full-op over those 2 blocks. Even with the double purple, you do not want to be in back air range.
And especially, I don't want to go right into the lion's den like that. That's crazy. He's obviously diabolical. He's planning something. He's plotting over there in the corner. I'm not going to be that foolish.
Yeah, and the Anvil almost breaking shield. Luckily for...
Ooh, yikes.
Yikes. Okay, that's once
2
again
anvils.
another anvil kill. That is super difficult, it seems like, for Shuton to deal with. Has just a huge setup in the corner. But once again, we have the gold tool built up because the diamond tool has run out. Well, I guess the diamond pickaxe. We still have diamond on 2 of the tools.
Yes, but it doesn't even matter right now because, I mean, the pickaxe is not what I'm worried about. It's about keeping this percent low. Shuton now getting caught in one of these combos does manage to get out. The Pikmin kind of falling on the sword, or I guess the pickaxe in this situation.
Very true. As now we see another just like sit in the corner, build up the wall, make sure that Shuton has a hard time approaching, even with the double purple. Shuton backing up to Syrup's approach, not wanting to let him get too close. It is disastrous to get caught by one of these Steve up tilts at the moment because he's so low, but okay, does get the tech out just high enough percent to avoid being caught with the normal pick loops.
Okay, nice. We get the down smash, and we force that minecart out. Now Shuton catching the horizontal movement back in. You cannot just minecart back to stage. I know you got iron. I know what you're thinking. I know what you want.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen Shuton take that early stock. So really, really important inflection point of the set. If he can do it once more, he will be able to take this game, but the parries come out for Syrup and now builds up some steel tools. All right, some stone tools, I mean.
Gonna break down those walls, but again, it's the anvil. 3 for 3, Syrup.
The block disappeared right as he was going for it, too. I thought it was going to save him. Not this time, Shuton. 3 anvils, 3 kills.
Yeah, I feel like Shuton's kind of just letting it happen to him, unfortunately. Just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's always right below Steve.
Yeah.
It's 2025, bro.
It's tough. Such a huge threat range coming out of that move.
I know, and it's tough because, you know, for Olimar, that's sometimes the best position to be in under a lot of characters.
Yeah,
you know,
want to
you
be
get a lot of
them.
up air, up smash. You know, a lot of these like things can be really nice. Just even a jump nair can lead you into so much more. And yet, you know, this is the one guy you can't do it against, and this is the one place you can't do it against either. Hollow Bastion. We're back.
Yep. I like the stage pick. It was very similar to the first game. Lots of harassment on Steve, lots of starving of resources, eventually whittled him down, eventually found some openings, but he was behind the whole game. He was not finding super early kills like on the other side. There was that one back air in the corner with purple that he did get, but other than that, the onus was certainly on Shuton to make something happen.
Now you can tell Syrup is always mixing up the placements of the blocks, whether it's like 2 right above each other or now 1 diagonally next to the next. It feels like you're always trying to mix up the way that Shuton has to throw these Pikmin in order to stick, in order to create that pressure. Unfortunately, it's difficult for Shuton because you have to do that constantly, and like the constant switching of what you're having to do here is I think starting to take its toll.
Yeah, and also if you go for the those setups like you just talked about, the one and then the diagonal, it's a lot harder to break with a single aerial.
Yep.
So it takes that extra time for Shuton to get through the wall. Shuton with a small lead, pretty much evaporated by that back air. We need to see Shuton get these kills a little bit earlier, find maybe an up smash, find something like that. Because otherwise, the way the pace of the set has been going, I mean, he's just been dying so early comparatively.
Dying early, and it just feels like that war of attrition. Like they're keeping it even. You're keeping the percent even, which with a few Pikmin hits here and there. But obviously, you're being outpaced, and the resources allow Syrup to get that snowball even harder, which is a really tough situation. But we are going to go for these high recoveries, go all the way above the platform, while Shuton decides to pull some Pikmin, try to pull a little bit more of his own resources.
And it was funny earlier, we saw Shuton with 3 Pikmin at the same time. Syrup managed to forward smash 2 of them and then kill him, but there was still another one on deck. So this is like I said, a lot of time to build up the perfect roster. Back air not going to connect. Great avoidance there by Shuton, but a forward throw gets the stock. He's so light.
So light, and with all this rage on Steve, it doesn't help at all. Now we've got the stone, we've got the iron, we've got a few resources, but finally,
the disjoint.
The disjoint through the wall, like the Kool-Aid man. The purple Pikmin comes through to save the day.
Well, it started on the other side of the wall. That was the thing. He did the
True.
displacement of the Pikmin, which means you can board smash from range, which is really funny. But okay, even game. Still though, Shuton has always been the one taking the stock second.
Yeah, you can't always be the bridesmaid, never the bride. You got to make sure you are the one taking those first hits.
Oh.
Purple Pikmin taking out that minecart. Thank you for your service, Mr. Purple Pikmin. Now, we've got to wait for something else. Blue, but low percent. Not going to get anything off here. No kill throw yet.
Yeah, still very low. Still very low on resources. I mean, finally, Shuton is able to break through this wall, but Syrup just rebuilds that diamond immediately. You see an up tilt, up air, not connect. But this is a chance for Shuton as he has a bit of a lead, has not fallen for any of the openings, hasn't gotten hit by an up tilt or jab in a while. I spoke too soon.
Right, or an anvil, right? You haven't been killed by the anvil so far. You're looking okay, and you haven't been in that dangerous position, staying more horizontally towards Syrup's positioning as well. You can tell he's backing off a little bit when you see Syrup kind of reaching across, going towards the platform. Does not want to be in danger here, but at the same time, you still are in danger no matter what. Steve is Steve. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa, the shield pressure.
Yeah, the shield is looking so small, and the damage is mounting. For up smash, had two purples. I think he was close enough that the double down smash might have broken shield, but we haven't seen him commit to that yet.
No, we haven't. I think it's tough, but this is the time to do it. This is losers, and then you are down 2-0, but we are getting closer, and finally, for the first time, Shuton with a lead.
Immediately evaporating that white Pikmin off him. Not going to be taking a ton of damage from that, but it's still a disaster. Oh, yeah, we got back in the minecart. Nobody ever expects the second approach.
He ghost rode the whip, and now we're back in it. Now, all of a sudden, the extension off that block with the gold pickaxe, you've got to be extremely careful because the footstool anvil is always a possibility.
Yeah, one of the biggest kill moves for Steve, just so threatening when you're hitting his shield, but now just destroying all of those and gets the pick loops. Doesn't get the full one, but resets despite the roll out and another roll in. Gets the up tilt bear, and suddenly this lead that Shuton worked so hard for is all gone.
It's rinse and repeat. Obviously, Shuton knows it's like you're not going to get it. So close, so close. This time, is it close enough? Not yet. Forward smash, not going to do it. Shuton, watch out for the extension, watch out for the micro, watch out for the anvil, watch out for the backer, watch out for every single thing, bro!
Oh my god, how do you avoid all of this at the same time, Nerf? Still though, Shuton is coming back into this. The percent is closing, and the minecart finally gets dodged. Both purples have died though, and now Shuton has to force his way in. Without that, the resources are building back up because of the one neutral win from Syrup.
Get out of there!
Oh, yeah. Oh,
literally, you see the blood in the water. You see that there's a chance waiting for it. The extension, we got something. It's the blue up throw, and we got it. Shuton's on the board.
Finally found a grab in just the right circumstance, and that was the first time he was really hunting for that grab in those high percent circumstances. Did not have any purples, did not have anything else except for that solitary blue Pikmin, but that was all he needed to carry that game to victory, and we finally get one.
All right, we are cooking with some gas. Shuton picking the right option. That's conditioning, baby. You literally forced that shield out and you said, gotcha, gotcha.
Oh, there it is. Avoided everything. I loved how you're just like, all right, minecart, anvil, forward air, back air, all of the moves, they all kill.
Every single thing that is dangerous to you is being thrown at you in 3 seconds. And to not get hit by any of it, Shuton, I don't even know. He's the brick wall.
Yes. His stamina was tested and he proved to be correct. I mean, he still has more games to go through, though. I mean, after all of that, after all that hard work, that just means he's got to do it 2 more times in a row against one of the best Steves on the planet, Syrup.
That's right. And we're taking it to a small battlefield, which is a very different stage. We've got a lot more diversity in the materials, but we also do have the 2 platforms on the side. This is really great for Steve. You're already looking for some of this.
Big opening.
Yeah, big openings.
Yeah, and so far untouched on this stock. Let's see what this combo looks like. Just 30%, not too shabby. As the Pikmin are just building up a ton of damage, throwing out that purple is punished by the back here though. And now we see the pressure in the corner mounting for Syrup. to be so careful about how he sets up here. I really like the harassment when you're returning, because that doesn't give him the time, but a back air isn't going to be enough. No diamond yet.
No diamond yet, and still it's even, but I mean, Olimar being as light as he is makes it less so. Very in danger here, below 100%. Gotta watch out, breaking through these walls at least effectively enough, but you gotta make sure you're DIing constantly. And we're gonna have to go for the low recovery, throw a little bit of the Pikmin to lighten the load. Now we gotta wait for that anvil. Do not want to get close to that because that will be active as soon as that block goes away.
Here we are in the corner once again with the back airs. The footstool, anvil. You make one mistake there and doesn't even need to come out of shield. Syrup is ready for it.
Watch out, yeah, gets caught like hitting the minecart, and then now Steve starting to bear down again, waiting for this. Good mix up on the little bounce up and down with the up special.
Yeah, a little swing on the with the Pikmin. It does break down that wall. But, I mean, this is just he has nothing left. It doesn't even matter, even though he has no sword, no pickaxe.
It is so funny watching like the minecart just hit all of these Pikmin in extension. I imagine like Steve just like put them, and just like, oh, I wonder
what was that?
Oh, I wonder what that was. Like just like cruising at like high max speed, like crazy, man.
It's got crazy suspension on that thing.
It's like listening to like Rick Ross, like he's just like, oh man, what's going on here? Just like oh, it must have been the road.
Oh, and there you go, whistles through that combo, but I mean, still takes the damage, and now the two purple Pikmin lineup is nice to force through, but you have to find some percent first.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Minecart over the double block, jumps right back in it for a little burst of extra speed, and then it's the mix-ups now. Syrup, so good at keeping you on your toes when you're watching that minecart. It's never just like sent off and cast away. It's always some deeper plan.
Yeah, he uses the bounce off the wall a lot to make it go slow or something like that. Yeah, there it is right there. And the dash attack is the follow-up afterwards. And like you said, it's just so difficult to deal with that plan with the minecart, as now Shuton finds himself down a full stock versus Syrup. This lead is looking so good, but I mean, we'll see how Shuton can come back into this. He started off this game really strong.
Definitely, and unfortunately, it has kind of petered out a little bit for him. Gotta watch out here.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, these talking Pikmin are so funny. It makes me want to merge without looking.
The back air does fight through the Pikmin. As we see another up B into aerial. Works out well for Shuton. Up smash gets the stock at a pretty reasonable percent. Shuton only on 32. Certainly a chance here, and there's no diamond. Okay,
yeah,
starting
no
the stock off with just the gold.
But frame-wise, those are fast. That actually might help you here because you can kind of rush down Shuton with very little materials. You might kind of have to play them a bit more aggressive. We're already seeing it from Syrup. A bit of a switch in the game plan. Gonna wait, not gonna go for the up smash. It's the forward smash, still alive, 97%. Please don't die pre-100, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, and uses up all of his iron to craft the iron tools. Knows he does not have the life on the tool to get all the way to diamond, so has to craft something else.
Ooh.
And up smash tries to call out the jump, but the extension of the forward smash means that Shuton almost died right there, but there it is. Just one mistake, one more roll in, and a footstool anvil does the trick. That was, I mean, Shuton death sentence every single time. He just got in the wrong spot and got footstool anviled, and none of them were even out of shield. It was all just positioning.
It all was positioning, and it's because Syrup is so good at staying on the opponent when you want to turn on that aggression, but it's also knowing that, you know, Shuton is not a player who's going to make those defensive mistakes. Like, that is probably one of the only reliable ways to catch Shuton lacking.
Yep.
Like, legitimately, because you got to catch him, like, holding shield for a very, very, very brief moment, and then all of a sudden you got him. But it's just like you have to push yourself to the limit to